Oh, here we are. What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. Eagles winners of 4 in a row. We're going to talk about it. Let's go.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These 3 guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought by our doc, make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right down there on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Brian Wilson, Greg Moglik, I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. Welcome in, winners of 4 in a row. All right. We'll get into the negative parts of Nick Sirianni and that loser and his fake goons. You know what I mean? His fake ball sack. Because that's what he is. He's a fake ball sacker. We'll talk about him. Crumb of the week at the end of the show. Sixers. I mean, you can just throw him in the crumb of the week, too. But Sixers, disastrous start. We'll get into it. Paul George expected to play Monday for a couple weeks before he's out again. Yeah, he'll play a couple weeks before he's out again. So Paul George making his debut Monday for the 10-9-8ers. Eagles, Jags, post game, players of the game, all that. We're going to break it all down. Okay, big Eagles win today because when you can win 4 in a row, that's a big win. All right, and when you can dominate a football game like they did in the stat sheet, says a lot about the way they're playing the game of football. And just to start to show off very simply, and we'll say it a million times, little trivia tonight. Jalen Hurts turned under 25 times the last 4 games. The Eagles are 4-0. People on these airways have said this a lot. Not that we're the smartest football people in the country, but we got a feel, and we sure as hell got a feel for our football team. And when you get a guy like Saquon Barkley, and you knew what you were in 2022, and that could be that on steroids, you absolutely use it. All right, and it sets up big plays like it has. I mean, you're all watching it. You're watching it. Okay, now guys are getting 8 in the box. Now you're getting one-on-one on Devontae Smith with single eye safeties. You're getting all those types of looks now. It's 101 when you got elite back there, and you got a quarterback that can run too. It's a no-brainer. So credit to the Eagles in terms of that part before we get into this poll question. All right, before we get into the poll question, credit to this football team. And even credit to Kellen Moore and the staff, right, for understanding what their identity needed to be. All right? Enough said on that. We'll talk more about that throughout the show. But our poll question for tonight, this was Nick Sirianni's worst coaching game of the season. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. Listen, I mean, he's got a lot to choose from this year, even in wins. So it's like you would hope this would be easy. I have no idea if this is his worst one. This is the worst one to date because this is the last one I just had to watch. Make sense? I'm not copping out of the poll. This is the last one I had to watch. So sure, I'll say it's his worst one, right? I mean, I think Atlanta might be worse, but I don't know. Green Bay, there's been a lot. I mean, honestly, all 8, I think he stunk.
Potato.
Yeah, I think he's stunk in all 8. So, the worst of the worst, I don't know. It
wasn't good.
It was today. It was bad. Like I said, it's a fake ball sack. It's a fake tough guy. And like, again, like if you're go out and run a kick route for a 57-yarder, then maybe let him get in rhythm like once or twice throughout the game. You know what I mean? Instead of sit on the sidelines for 2 days, right? Sit on the sidelines for 2 days. Go kick this, right? Like I know I want him to make it too, but in a video game. But he operates.
New MO, Tommy.
But he operates.
He won't kick for 3 quarters, and he'll try a 55+ yarder in the 4th.
Yeah,
it's his new thing. It's his new thing.
I can't.
It writes itself.
I can't watch it anymore, guys, because this guy's truly unbelievable. He treats it like a video game. Going for it.
We just got to go for 2 every time. Once we miss a 2, we can't kick an extra point. We just got to keep trying to do. We'll try it again. It's unreal.
It really is. It's laughable. And I'm gonna say, I agree. It was his worst one because I felt like he single-handedly kept it. Well, I said not to him single-handedly. He played a big part in it, and then officiating with the fumble can't happen. Right, with replay can't happen. So that makes it look worse.
I don't know what happened with that.
To the poll question, it makes it look worse on Nick because they did come all the way back, per se, right? But like I said, it's his worst one to date. So I'll agree. Or most the one that is in my brain the most, I'll agree.
I guess I'll. You go, Greg. Okay, I guess I'll disagree, but. I mean, it's if we lose, only because we won. Only because we won. Because I'll say that Atlanta was worse because we lost that game.
Yeah.
But if we lost this game, I mean, I've already wanted him fired. I don't know how you keep him. If we lose this game, I don't know how I can still be the head coach because he just can't. He's just the worst. It's going to end up killing us. I can tell you how our season's going to end right now. He's going to cost us a fucking huge game. Is what's going to happen. You might as well mark it down, stamp it. I wish I could bet on that. Because I can, I know it'll hit. But yeah, he's embarrassing. I'll say it wasn't the worst game. It's probably the worst coaching job in a win in the last decade in the NFL, probably. Because it was abysmal. But that being said, we have good players and we're a good team in spite of him.
Yeah. We're winning in spite of him, for sure.
Yeah, and Saquon's awesome. And that reverse jump, I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. That was fucking disgusting.
That's probably why he thinks it's a video game.
Like, literally, I don't...
Yeah, he's out there.
I'm
that's like a Madden glitch.
That's never happened before.
Ever. Like, even out back.
It was a reverse
backyard
frog
football.
jump.
Nobody's ever done.
Frog jumped over a dude.
Nobody's probably ever done that in the history of football.
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Ever. Never happened before. I remember when Tyrone Prothro, check the name, Alabama caught a ball over a defender's back and held it, and I was like, I've never seen that before. That's never happened in football. I think it's happened a few times since then. I'll see if people start doing this reverse jump, we know where it started because it started today.
Dynamite dropping, Monty.
Started today.
Just here for you, Greg. You know, figure
I had to see it 4 times.
2 back-to-back weeks with shows. I gotta come in hot.
Yeah,
I feel like
we're not used to
this.
I
might be going to Monday.
Division game, something might pop up next week.
Well, I'm gonna be back on the hooch next week, so anything can happen.
He's already laying the groundwork.
It is Cowboy week.
Yeah, is it? I thought it was Commanders. Is it Cowboy?
No, Commanders are the following Thursday,
next week,
which is a weird, fucking stupid Thursday game.
Tough scheduling. I knew the next two were Commanders,
especially considering that's going to be a big game. I hate
Thursday
games; they suck, and of course, it's a big game.
Yeah. No, you guys are right. Like anytime you go 8 games into a season without scoring in the first quarter, there's a lot of games to go through. Right? We finally got that. We finally popped that cherry today. But I am going to agree to the poll. The other game I had in mind was the Atlanta game as well. But you can't cost your team 8 points, regardless of what else happened. You can't cost your team 8 points because you're a flat out moron. Right? You can't do that and expect to win big games, like you said, Wells. Right? Like this is setting up because, like as we mentioned too, right? We've had each instances in games prior that we could pinpoint Nick Sirianni's handprint on those games.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he cost his team 8 points today, needlessly, like he didn't have to happen. You didn't have to show me who you are, Nick Sirianni. Take those points that were given to us. We're not given. The extra points aren't always given, or the field goals aren't given, but the extra points are, right? But take those points, and this game is a rout city.
We talk about never taking points off the board.
Yeah.
Like it never ages well. In history,
and everybody knew it as soon as we saw that penalty. Like, oh, here we go, tush push.
It all went downhill from there too. Everything went downhill after we took the extra point off the board.
Once we and it proved, and I think to that point, it gave them life that they now were able to stop the Eagles' best offensive play, especially in short yardage.
I don't think it's sometimes, Bri. I think it's every time he needs to be headbutted. Somebody needs to kick some sense into that guy.
At least he didn't bring the kids to the presser today. But
Wow.
thank you, Brian. Appreciate the super chat, brother.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah,
and I totally agree. He's the worst coach in the league.
2 tush push and 2 field goals should have been taken, right? And he just, and then he wants to use Jake Elliott in the fourth quarter, and that's where it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But now you want a cold kicker to come in.
It's tough to come in cold when you haven't kicked all day to kick a 57-yarder.
Yeah, you want to come in and kick a 40, you better bury it. You understand?
Yeah,
I don't care. Hold on. I'm not making an excuse to be cold. You come in, I need you to hit a 45-yarder. I need you to bury it.
Well,
but you're talking 55 and over, right?
That's I feel like anything over 55 is a coin flip.
Minnesota at the end of the half, they missed a 53-yarder. All right, fine, 53-yarder. But then the guy came in and still missed a 31-yarder. That's got to be money.
Yeah, 55 plus a coin flip, in my opinion. I understand that it's crazy the way guys are hitting field goals now in the league. I think it's starting to come down a little bit. Guys have been missing the last couple of weeks, but beginning of the year it was crazy. Now it's not that the weather's not great anymore. There's going to be more missed kicks now as the year goes on. But 55 plus is a coin flip. I mean, we're asking for they have to perfectly execute a kick to hit from 55 plus.
Yeah,
it's coin flip, and it's the second time now where we've disregarded kicking for 3.5 quarters, and then we try a 55-yard plus field goal at the end of the game in a big spot.
And expect it to work.
It's terrible, terrible coaching is what it is. Terrible.
No, and to the poll, even more to the poll, even this to Nick, he's going to get in our way, like you said. At some point, it's gonna hurt us at the wrong time.
Yeah,
because it's over aggressive. Like I keep saying, it's like it's playing Madden. I mean, the guy's out of control. Like he's going 250 miles an hour in like a 70 right now, and nothing stops him because he hasn't hit anything yet. Right? It's like he's literally going out of control. He's unhinged. You know what I mean? He's unhinged right now. Like somebody needs to have a sit down. Like Jeff needs to hire some guys from South Philly to go in there and have a sit down. Oh, Nick, I'm gonna need you to slow it down. I'm gonna need you to slow it down, Nicky. Slow it down. Okay.
We know what our bread and butter is. Just give the ball to Saquon. Put points on the board. Like we should be able, if we have a lead, we should be able to run games out against any team we want. And so, for that reason alone, we should not be taking points off the board. If we have points to have, take them. Facts. I understand if it's 4th and 2, and you're in a game where you're like, hey, maybe you're playing the Lions or you're playing a really good team where you're like, this team's going to score points. We're not settling for field goals today. At least, if they're scoring as well. We're going for touchdowns. I get it. But that's not the game that we're in today.
Yeah, that wasn't the game.
That's not the game we're in today against the Jaguars. You got to fill those things out, okay? You can't just be constantly going for everything. It should be
we
by
talked
game,
about that.
by
We
game,
talked about that
play-by-play
week 2.
basis.
We talked about that week 2 and 3 and on. Like, dude, just have a feel for the game you're in.
Exactly.
Like, I understand that what the analytics say on something or this, that, and the third, but like, that's all great. And those numbers are great. Those numbers are great. But you also have to have the in-game feel. That's what I think he struggles with the most. I don't think he's bad at getting his team ready to play football because they're usually ready to play. You know what I mean? They usually give you 60 minutes in some fashion, no matter how they start, right? But they've been ready to play football, right? They've overcome stuff, right? They picked each other up. They've done what really good football teams do. They've done that through the first 8 weeks. They have, but he continues to find a way to get in the way. But I don't want to continue to talk about him because we could do it.
We're a good football team.
Yeah, that's why I want to get in. I want to get in because we are a good football team. I think somebody in the chat said that Saquon's up to 924 rushing yards this year already. And I remember saying in the offseason, this guy
925.
This guy go for 2K in this offense.
Second in football.
Yeah, behind Henry probably.
I think so.
More than likely.
And he's 6th in touchdown or 11th in touchdowns with 6.
Yeah, Glizzy. I mean, that's a straight up. He's hitting the leg. He goes down. It's a down by contact. I don't know what they're trying to prove with that call. That's a down by contact. 99.999% of the time, that's down by contact.
Yeah, it's not even up for debate. I mean, that's why you have replay. Josh says Hurts played pretty well. I wish he didn't have to overcome shitty head coaching decisions. Yeah, me too. But the one good head coaching decision and coaching decision in general that's helped him play well is run the football, be a run-first oriented team, keep him throwing 25 and under, and that's 4 straight weeks and no turnovers. He averaged almost 10 yards of completion, 2 TDs. I mean, he was great. He was great, right? And then he rushed it for 67 yards, which helps you rush for 237 as a team. That's who they are. Yep. Like you're not dropping them back 35 times because that's unfair to Jalen. You know what I mean?
It's just not the guy he is.
I say it weekly. He's a playmaker. So allow him to be a playmaker. Yeah. He threw some good balls today. He threw a ball in a tight window today, which I like to see. So I'll give him credit.
Smitty,
I'll give him credit every time he deserves it. Every time. But I'm not going to run from the fact that it's not a bad thing me saying he's a playmaker. I don't want people to take that the wrong way. It's no, you're just not going to drop that guy back 35 times. He's never done that in the history of his football career. He's never had to because he's always been strong. He's always been fast, right? So he's probably never really had to do that. I'm not saying he doesn't know how to, it's just all the anticipation stuff. But I thought he anticipated well today for the most part. And he was clean, which is all you ask for. You don't turn the football over.
Didn't turn the football over, and we controlled the clock.
Great. And this defense was great again today.
Yeah.
They were great again today. I don't care what anybody got to say about it. The score. Don't even dictate it. Take 7 off the board already or 8 off the board for a defensive score. So this defense was awesome again. I want to keep saying it because they were awesome again.
No, defense is playing very well. The young guys look good. Linebackers flying around. The young secondary looks really good. Cooper looks good. Quinion looks good. I mean, I thought Rodgers played well too.
Yeah, didn't misplay very much. I mean, and Slay's still a good cornerback, right? But those other guys stepped up today.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I like where we are defensively a lot right now. Could have used a little more pressure, but we got some pressure. Trevor can move a little bit. He made some plays with his legs, but we got some pressure. And like we said, we took the ball away.
Yeah, 2 sacks on the day.
3. Now, granted, one of them was the punt returner dropping the ball, but that's going to happen. You got it's a good recovery by Isaiah Rodgers right there on the sideline without rolling out of bounds. So you got to capitalize when teams make mistakes. Finally got to score in the first quarter because of it.
Woo-hoo.
And thank God. Got not have to hear that shit no more. But if you take the ball away 3 times with our running game, we should win every game.
Yep. And to that point, right? Time of possession 38-21.
Yeah.
Right. We had 21 first downs, 73 total plays to their 51, 447 yards to their 215. And the total drives were 13-11. So, in total drives, we had to almost essentially the same. But because we were able to sustain the drives with the run and key third down, pickups, we were obviously able to jump up in that yardage and the total plays. I mean, third down efficiency, we were 9 for 17. That's really good.
Yeah.
Despite going 0 for 2 for fourth down.
Yeah, and this is why you're spot on. And the Daryl's point, we're a big play time offense or a big, play offense. We are when we run the ball because he's a big play running back. So that explosive play is always with him.
Yeah, and then play action big plays, yeah.
And then play action big plays and RPO big plays and things open up for your playmakers on the outside. It was, so it was good. It was great. Devontae, had a big,
great catch by Devontae, by the way.
Big drive.
Great catch.
Big drive there, getting open on the one-on-one, the deep crosser we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That, single high, he beats his guy across the field. That ain't a problem. And good ball by Jalen, but then another great ball by Jalen to him in the back of the end zone. I mean, that's dropping in a bucket like we like to talk about. And even better catch. Great ball, even better catch. So I knew you guys probably did too. Felt like as soon as I saw that live, I'm like, yeah, he caught that. You're not even up for
it looked like he pulled it in.
The only reason I question
was the ball moving, Greg?
No, the only reason I questioned just because the refs in the game. I just didn't think they were going to let us keep it. You know what I mean? Like the George Pickens call, right?
Greg's into conspiracy.
Greg, I love Greg. You gotta love Greg. He's gonna have one of these a show. You know that.
Yeah.
Every time I see Darryl chime in, I always there's a part of me in the head wondering if that's the ex-PSU quarterback Darryl Clark chiming into the show.
I mean, it looked like he had it good cleanly, Tom. You know what I mean? So I was worried that maybe his knee might have hit out before the other foot,
Yeah.
but the foot was beautiful, like dead legged it so the foot would hit. Beautiful.
Oh, both feet down too on catch.
Yeah.
While going, like that's sort of disgusting. Because the other one was
There's been
down
some
too.
wild catches today.
You know what I mean? The other one was
Crazy
down
catch
too.
just in the Vikings game by Addison.
You weren't hoping for a foot and a knee because he had both feet, which is great, which is crazy. The guys can like do that. Like it's sort of remarkable.
Yeah. He went like dead leg with that left leg, so
how do you do that?
It's perfect.
You're flying around and you just. But Josh says want to give Dotson some credit for that nice catch for 30+ yards. Yeah, Pulse.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
talked into existence, right?
I feel like that might have been more luck than Dotson getting the catch, but hey, he came up with it.
Talked it into existence from Wednesday. Somehow talked a lot about Jahan Dotson on Wednesday.
Yeah, we did. For some
Very
reason.
interesting.
And Johnson they couldn't be happier with the production of DeJean and Mitchell. Finally hit on some of the draft picks with these two. Yup. It reminds you of Alito and Sheldon in a way.
Yeah.
Because you were committed to it, right? You were committed to it. You knew who you wanted. You targeted who you wanted, obviously, with Q at the beginning. You felt like Cooper fell into your lap, and he did, because of injuries in his past and stuff like, nothing off the field, just injury concerns probably. Right? Organizations get a little nervous, and you go take a chance with a second-round pick, and you sure as hell look like you hit. Because both of them are starters, and that's also great coaching to not be tied into money and other things and say, listen, our best players are going to play because we're trying to win football games. So that goes to a great organization and great coaching, right? So you've seen a lot of that. Okay, I mean, they essentially gave Devin White more money than the Kobe Dean to play this year. So let's not be fooled by that. So the guy who played better, played. Right? I mean, they gave him more money to come here. So this tells you stuff. And organizationally being able to say, we're good. I'll go somewhere else. We're all right.
Huge play by N'Kobe, too.
And a huge play by N'Kobe.
But it saved Sirianni's job, that play.
Oh, it did.
Might have,
it did.
If we lose this game, I'm firing him.
I'm firing him, too.
He's got to be fired.
I would fire him anyway. I told you a couple.
Borderline, absolutely.
Was it 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? I don't even know. I said I'll be the first guy in history to fire a coach after wins.
Probably was the Cleveland game.
Oh, yeah.
I had him fired.
Probably Cleveland.
This might be the third win of the year I had him fired over.
It was Cleveland because it was the hysterics on the sideline with the fans.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 games I would fire him as a winner. Think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I won 3 games. And I
not to mention double fired after the Atlanta game.
Oh, yeah.
That's fired at halftime and then fired after the game.
That's just like, hey, we'll clear it out for you.
Tarred, feathered, fired.
Please do not come into the locker room. That's that kind of fire. Like, just exit a different way. We'll get you an exit out of here. We'll get you to your car. We'll mail you your belongings. Like, that's a fire like that. I'm just going to escort you out. All right, you want to do all the yelling and screaming and have all the fake bravado, then we're just going to exit you out. But that's amazing. That might be the first time in history that, for me personally, that I've wanted to fire a coach after 3 wins in the NFL. Yeah, and Chris, you're right. If you blow a game 20-0, game at home, you got to go. Keith, that's a great question. I agree, but then who? I hear you. There's always somebody. I'm not looking to fire Nick.
It would be somebody on. It would probably be RO coordinator. It would be Kellen Moore.
I prefer not to fire the head coach. Right? I prefer.
Yeah. We would like not. When you're a good team, you don't usually fire the head coach. But
because he's also won a lot of games. So you're not trying to fire the guy. You're not going out of your way to fire him because he's won a lot of games. We talk about being reckless, right? That's what he's been. Nick Sirianni has been reckless, and now it's beyond that. Like it's reckless driving with a manslaughter on it. Like, you know what I mean? The manslaughter's coming at the end. He's been reckless driving. He has been. When does the slaughter happen? Because it's coming. It's coming. Is it going to come in a wild card game? Is it going to come in a divisional round? Is it going to come in an NFC title game? Or is it going to come in the worst possible time, the Super Bowl on the biggest stage? When's it going to happen that he wants to think and have no feel for the course of a game and just want to fake bravado it? When? When are we going to go for that 4th and 4 where you're like, what the fuck, bro? We haven't done anything well today. What are you trying to prove?
Kick a
You know,
46
like one of those. Like you're on the team's 30, nothing games. I mean, how many? We were talking about this in the beginning here. Nothing games. This guy don't want to take 3. You don't want to go 3-0. It said nobody ever. Nobody ever. Like, what are you talking about? And I hate field goals. But what the hell are you talking about? I'm a guy who's anti-field goal. I won't even have a guy out there. But you do, and you pay him lots of money. So sure as hell, use the guy. You pay a lot of money. I'm so sick and tired of it. And again, this is a damn good football team. That's why they're winning football games, right?
Not to mention with our run game and our defense, you want to have the lead. Don't take points off the board.
This guy,
you want the lead.
But again, I don't want to pile on it because it's such a it's a good team win, regardless of your football coach. And that's what at the end of the day, right now, the only thing we can continue to hope that they outperform him and pick him up, right? Because again, you're not trying to fire a coach midseason, even though I would have 4 times by now, right? You still don't want to do that. You're not looking to do that. So I'll take being 6-2 over 2-6. And he's won a lot of games. I get it all. Get it all. But we talked about he's reckless driving and the manslaughter's coming. So when's it come? I want everybody to answer. When's it come? Is it going to come? Is it coming a wild card? Is it coming an NFC title? Is it coming the first drive in a Super Bowl, which I would love to be a part of that drive, right? And you got a 0-0 game, and this hero wants to be like, from the 25, 4th and 4, we'll go for it. Kick the field goal, you know? And again, not make excuses for kickers, but I sure as I don't want a guy coming in to kick a 57-yarder after sitting around all day. Nope. So, you know, there's the final nail in the coffin. But he's the first time I've ever wanted to fire a coach after 3 wins. It's amazing.
Yeah, and he's full of idiot tweets, and he had an idiot tweet earlier after the game. Elliott Shore Parks, right?
Oh, Elliott Shore Parks.
You gave a report card. Coaching was A-.
Yeah, I saw
that. A- report card?
Yeah, A- for report and for the coaching on the report card. That's what I asked. I said, "Are we watching the same game?" But what he did say is 40-19 as the Eagles head coach is Nick Sirianni, and that is second highest winning percentage among head coaches. So, kind of to your point, though, right? As you were ranting, right? Like he has won a lot of games, but we know that this train wreck is coming. This train wreck crash is going to come sometime. And if I'm picking, I think it's going to be NFC title, or if we dodge a bullet, the Super Bowl. I just don't want to say that we're going to absolutely get to the Super Bowl, so I'll take NFC title game.
Division round game.
No, man, it's coming.
He's such a fucking shitbag.
Yep.
Or he's got so much talent, they just outplay you. Like I said, you know, the talent just outshines you because obviously, like, they win a lot of football games. They've won a lot of football games. We watched last year. You know, this year's obviously a new year, different year. They got the best running back in football, and they've made the coaching adjustments internally. You know, where you give credit where it's due, like we talked about. Internally, they said, "All right, we're going to go back to what Tom said on Agree Disagree one Sunday. If you keep challenging under 25 attempts and you commit to being the number 1 rushing team in football, I guarantee you're going to win a lot of games." And this defense has played lights out, but it's all because you keep them off the field. When you can run the ball like that, and then you get the explosive plays like that Jeffrey wants, you're still going to get them. You're going to get them even in a bigger way because you have explosive players on the outside. So when you have this guy who can be 3 yards, 4 yards, and break a 70 and do the things he does, like he's the reason you won a football game today. That's why you sign a guy like that. I mean, he's the reason you won a football game. And Jalen's look good. Why? Because you're letting him play to his strengths. You're letting him play to what he does well, right? Too. And he had 13 carries. Not, obviously tush push doesn't count, right? But no, he didn't say he had 10 or 9. But you're allowing him to run the football is my point, right? You got to allow him to run the goddamn football. You don't see Baltimore saying, you know what, we're just gonna drop Lamar back 35. No, you got to let them be who they are. You got to let like playmakers be who they are. That's it. Oh, where are we even going?
No, spot on. It's the truth.
Keith, no updates on AJ yet. Not that I know of.
Yeah, he said something about his knee. Is that what they said?
Yeah, something about his knee. Don says, why doesn't Sirianni understand that in the first half you stack as many points as possible? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Rick. I don't know, Donnie. Because, it is 101. It's like the first, when you open up to be a
Because
coach.
it makes sense. That's probably why.
Yeah, like when you open up to be a coach, like a coach's manual. Like, hey, I'm going to be a coach's manual. It says you take points. It's like, it's one of the, probably in the first couple, bullet points. Hey, we want you to take points always. The coach's manual. Step 1 in Pee Wee football. You know what I mean? Maybe not Pee Wee, but we'll say high school.
Yeah, it's probably Pee Wee.
We're actually kicking field goals. They're not
Could be
kicking
Pee
field
Wee.
goals. I don't know how many field goals are being kicked in Pee Wee at the Pee Wee level.
Or high school. But the point is well taken. You take points. This is
any level.
This ain't college. Yeah, you're not putting up 60, 65, and you're not playing, complete tomato cans. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of terrible teams in the NFL, but you take the points. Take the points when they're when they're in front of you. All right, and stop going for 2. What are you doing, moron? It's 16-0. You're the biggest moron on the planet, right? And then you kicked it. You tried to draw them off sides. It was 17-0. Then you thought you were funny because there was a penalty. I don't understand. Like, he just needs to be smacked.
Yeah,
the guy needs to be completely shaken and smacked. You know what I mean? Like, he just needs an ass whooping. I mean,
we said it
maybe
before
that'll
he came on.
Maybe that'll help him. I don't know.
Oh, we said send a couple guys in from the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once he misses 1-2, he just has to keep going for it every time. He's like,
he
we
won't
missed
stop.
one. We gotta keep going. You gotta go.
He did a line of cocaine. He did a line of cocaine on a Saturday night, and he's like, "You just need more." You know what I mean? That's not. He popped the Pringle, right? The guy's over there smoking crack, and he just can't stop. Like, once he goes and doesn't get it, it's like the guy's off his rocker. Right, there he goes, ripping and running again. There's Nick. Hey, Nicky, ripping and running. Won't stop. Just need another hit. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Did everything. Like I said, you guys
in the bathroom again?
Yeah.
You guys probably covered it. You probably covered it ad nauseum. But I mean, he did everything in his power to lose the football game. So, I mean, if Sunshine's not on the other side, that's probably an L. And there was a lot of time left. So there would be some, had they cashed in right there, you had some time. You know what I mean? It wasn't the complete Falcons backbreaker. You know what I mean? Where you score at the buzzer. You know what I mean? When you got nothing left. There might have been some meat on the bone. Had they scored right there or a play before that. You know what I mean? But you were banking on Sun. That's who Sunshine is. He's horrible. He's fucking horrible. So as much as we keep it real with Jalen and some other guys in the league, Sunshine's been stealing money for a long time. And Doug's another one. It's time to go coach lacrosse, Doug. It's done. Him and the defensive corner. Like, there was a lot of plays in the game, but I mean, before the half, I know Saquon's the best back in football, and the Giants should every day wake up in cold sweats. Right. And Mara knew it. Like, he said it that day. He said it. He's like, God, if he goes to Philly, I'm gonna be haunted by it. And you were right, John. So you should have opened up your checkbook or whatever you didn't do. You paid the other knucklehead $200 million and you didn't pay this guy. I mean, this guy is an absolute. I don't care what they say about shelf lives of running backs. I don't care. The guy's a specimen. The guy's awesome. I don't care if his shelf life was 7-8 years. Who cares? All right. You take the guy when he's on the board because he's that special. I mean, you're talking about athleticism off the charts. The reverse hop, that's not even done in breakdancing. That's not done by the best athletes in the world. That's not done by. And that's done on a football field. Enduring a play. That's not a TV celebration. That ain't somebody just having a few. That's somebody having a few Miller Lights, having a few pops at a Bills Mafia tailgate. That's in the middle of a goddamn NFL football game, live. Decided to do that live. I mean, you gotta be shitting me, right?
We're doing it live.
You gotta be kidding me. But I mean, that's the play of the game. I mean, not that play. I'm sorry. The play of the game is before the half. We already know Nick's doing everything he can to lose the game. A 3rd and 17 draw. Like, if you're Doug and his merry band of idiots, like, are you shitting me? Like, what do you think they're gonna do? That's NFL 101. That's inside draw. Let's finally take 3 because I'm an idiot, Sirianni. 3rd and 17, a draw to the house. Oh, it was beautiful. I mean, that's what you have when you have great athletes. But I just, some of these guys, I mean, we're talking about firing Sirianni. I don't know how other guys make it. I don't know how other guys make it through halftime. I don't know how they don't get past halftime. Like Jerry Jones, you're such a windbag, and we love it because we love to watch the Cowboys implode. There's nothing, there's a lot of things that are probably more fun in life, but to watch the Cowboys
and Yankees
is beautiful. It's a beautiful sight to watch the Cowboys misery. But you're such a windbag, Jerry, and you're all talk. I mean, how do you not come down? And that guy should be fired instantly. I mean, there's a 4-point game. This guy's running fake punts. He's going for it, on his own 35 in a 4-point game. There are guys that are worse than Sirianni. Unbelievable.
Oh, there is. And we said about the Saquon earlier on. We were really, it never happened in the history of.
Yeah, it's the first time it's ever happened. It's never happened before. Never.
Like it's impossible.
I mean, like you said, it rivals Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith did it on his way to shortstop with nothing on the line. There's nobody around him. Nobody around him, just doing backflips. Got Crumb hooked as a youngster doing his backflips. You know what I mean? Like that's what happens. You know what I mean? But that's just entertainment. And this guy's in the heat of the battle decided this is something I'm going to do.
A clean hurdle too.
Oh my God! I mean, when you see the still photo, the guy's got a vertical.
It's a reverse
take a quarter. Oh, he can take a quarter off the top of the backboard.
Yeah,
David Thompson.
That's 25 feet in the air. He can put 4 quarters back up. He takes the dollar down, puts 4 up. Lays them all heads up. David Thompson. Lays them all heads. All heads up.
David Thompson. Let me make change. For you. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Nobody's firing Nick right now, Richie. We're talking about how he's getting in the way.
I'd fire him.
Well, we're not. We're not. We know that. I mean, imagine KZ vouching for a head coach. Yeah, I agree, Brian.
Yeah. KZ's a known moron, so that's fine.
I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, I got here late. I was trying to diddle the maid, didn't work. But I got here late, so I apologize. But I don't know how there's a person on the planet besides his children that can defend this guy. He is an absolute moron. You can take the 40-19 and say, "Oh, well, that's cute. That's great." At the end of the day, it's. It's obviously better than 19 and 40, but I mean, who the hell knows? I mean,
to me, that just means I can be like 42-17 if I was coaching this team because I definitely have 2 more wins than him.
Like I don't think it's like you talk about being a good coach during the week, right? A good coach leading up to a game, and a terrible feel for in-game shit. You could very well be having that situation right in front of us, or the guy's just a shit coach all around. I don't know.
What does he do though, Tom? What does he do during the week? Because he don't do the offense or defense. So what does he do? I think the only thing he does is make shit calls during games. That's all. That's literally.
You could very well be right. I'm not over here on the Nick defense train. I made this clear, I think, by saying it's the only coach ever to get fired for 3 wins, right? So I know where am I on the other side of the Nick thing. I'm trying to understand exactly though what he does because there has been a lot of wins, right? Obviously talent helps wins, but you got to be watering the plants well, per se, as Nick would like to say, to be something. You're doing something at a higher level, which is not in-game management or in-game feel. That's my point. Like obviously leading up to games, there might be stuff being done well that we're just never going to see, but I still have no time for his fake bravado, fake toughness, and there's other things that drive me crazy. I'm just trying to figure out though, he has won a lot of games, right? So you sort of, and a team that after the Cleveland game where you're like, we're talking about firing the coach again after a win, they come out the next week and curb stomp, right? So you wonder then, okay, they must like him throughout the week, right? We ran guys out because they didn't say hello in the hallway. So maybe he's great with hellos. Everybody's stopping, right? Doors always open. And it's like, you're just hanging out with the coach, right? I don't know. 2024 athletes a little soft anyway. So it would fit. It would fit the way maybe you're 40-19, right? There's a lot of softness going on, a lot of patty cake in the office, a lot of peekaboo. I don't know, but I'm just trying to figure out where you have success, to go to a Super Bowl, right? Win a lot of games. Last year was a train wreck down the stretch. We obviously all saw that, right? But this year, off to a better start.
I think we've had a ton of talent though as
Well,
well.
and that's what I'm going to tell you.
We also got to push the button during the week,
Tommy's
right?
point right there. Tommy's point right there about the collapse last year. If you're a good coach, you find a way to decide that. You find a way to keep things. It doesn't mean you're going to have enough talent or you're good enough to get to the Super Bowl or do this or that last year. But if you're a good coach, man, you find a way to make adjustments and you keep that disaster from happening. All right, when you have enough talent in the room, and I told you before, the people that say like they weren't talented enough last year, I gotta question your football IQ, because it's the same people that told me in the beginning of the year how loaded the team was. So I told you you can't have both. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can tell me the guys get old, and you can tell me the guys washed. Okay, any particular player you're talking about, but you can't go from like 12 or 13 wins and hey, we like what we did here to now this roster sucks. Once you will lose 5 games in a row, like that was my problem with last year. So if you're a really good coach, you find a way to get out of that. You know what I mean? Like to avoid the spiral, and that's what last year was. It's just an absolute downhill spiral, out of control shit show. And then 2 more coordinators gone. And here we are again with some new coordinators. At some point, it's the guy looking in the mirror instead of the guy, that keeps pointing his finger. So we'll see.
Man in the mirror.
So we got a response from the referee about why he deemed that a fumble and not down by contact. So the question was, why did you determine the on-field ruling of a fumble was in fact a fumble? On that play, the running back was touched by the defensive player, number 51, and then he did have contact with number 69 on the offense. It was deemed a stumble on the field, so because it was a stumble, when he went down, it would not have been down by contact, and there was a fumble. So
that's what Steratore, I think, was also alluding to. But that makes no sense, though, Greg.
What would have
qualified when he got hit in the leg?
What would have qualified as being down by contact when number 51 touched him? If no other player hit him and they ruled it not a stumble, he would have then been down after contact by number 51 on the defense with no other contact, and he went immediately down. Then he would be down by contact.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's a tough call. I mean, Eagle fans aren't happy about it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong either way. It obviously did. He definitely got touched. So I guess that's what ends the conversation for most Eagle fans or football fans, I guess. Right. But I thought he did look like he kind of got back semi upright. And
we've seen that call before.
And his own guy knock him in over. But the initial contact probably staggered him. So then that would say that he was down by contact. So I understand both sides in this particular play, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, we've seen worse plays called down by contact.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not clamoring for it.
Sliding touch after, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not clamoring.
It just goes back to I think the NFL is just making shit up anymore, right? Like, how is Deontay Johnson's catch not a touchdown, but Garrett Wilson's is, right? Because he hopped twice on his own on the 1 foot, right? Like, Garrett Wilson only got 1 knee down. He didn't get 2 feet down.
Well,
it's just I think they're just making shit up.
I mean, when they got time, they got time to look at it, like that's
I just think they're making shit up, and Vegas is making it up.
Well, that I can agree with. I forget what game it was because I'm sure I had it, but it had to be a week or 2 ago. There was a pick play. It might have been a Sunday night game because I think Collinsworth said, "Well, you're about to open up a can of worms here
last week."
Yeah, it might have been. Whatever it was, I had it. It was either fantasy applications or it was I bet it. But I knew it was a game in the last week or 2. And Collinsworth said, "You're about to open up a can of worms here," and it just happened today. They just picked up. It wasn't called today in a game. Same play. So that's where everybody gets frustrated. It's either, I mean, you gotta, whatever it is, you gotta be consistent with it.
Yeah, Jesse. I can't believe I watched Eagles linebackers play like that today.
Oh yeah,
last time awesome. we had 2 linebackers get picks in a game. I don't know. Never.
And both of them are really good picks. Like, they weren't just it hit me in the hands, right?
Both yeah. Bowen made an athletic play, but the Kobe Deans is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, that's a wide receiver catch in the back.
Like that's a DB makes that catch, and you're like, oh, it's a great interception coming from a
I
linebacker.
don't know if
That's
a
like
DB
an
does.
all-pro play.
I don't know.
I don't know if a DB. I don't know if a DB does.
That's why he's playing DB.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's why they're playing DB. So I don't know if a DB makes that play. So
Touche.
Yeah, it's a great catch.
it was an awesome
It
catch.
really was. Like, he had great position on that too. I know that ball should have been thrown to the pylon. I get it, right? It's a bad ball, but he still had good position even if it was thrown to the pylon. Like, I don't know. Like, they were acting like it was thrown perfect. It would have been a touchdown. Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a tall receiver, he probably goes up and makes a play.
Yeah, exactly.
I love you throwing a jump ball to a running back. Big fan of that.
I meant front pylon. My bad. Like
nobody.
Yeah, it should have been. He should have tried to. Considering it was a running back, he should have tried to zoom it in there.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, exactly.
That ain't a law.
KYP, Tommy. KYP. Know your personnel.
Know your personnel.
Yeah. Nobody has a critical ball.
That ain't. We're gonna throw it up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nobody knows what what would have happened, but I think it's just the type of ball is absolutely terrible, but the decision making is what you go to if you're a Jaguar fan. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go for.
We're throwing a jump
I'm gonna throw a fade.
Backup running back.
Yeah, what am I doing there? You know what I mean?
What are we doing?
You got Brian Thomas. Evan Ingram's a monster.
Yeah.
Even
Parker Washington's tall.
Use the first round pick on a running back. Let's throw
to James Hasty or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
it might not be James. He might have been a safety in like 1992.
Let's get them really off their game here. They're not going to be expecting that.
Yep. Absolutely.
It was to Ernest Johnson. That's who it was.
Is that who it was?
Yeah. I thought it was Hasty. Could have been Johnson.
Sam Darnold seeing goats.
I don't know who Hasty is, but there's some guy named Hasty. Jamichael, maybe? Jamichael Hasty?
I think he's on Washington.
Yeah, Sammy Crockpots is the electricity's been out for a couple weeks now. He's back to normal. He's back. Everybody comes back to normal. So this, you are who you are. And they say the old saying, "Ball don't lie."
He's throwing the ball well tonight.
Guys play well. But he's just that's who he is.
New England.
That's right. 3 weeks in, he was 4 weeks in, he was the MVP, and now he's just Sam Darnold.
Now he threw a ball.
Not as bad as who he was before, but that's the guy he was. That's who he is. Guys will show you who they are.
Yep, he just put one in the guy's lap. He just said, "Here you go. Here's a freebie. Get you some incentives. Get you some incentives at the end of the year. Get your numbers up." It's unbelievable. Never think. I know Wells. You're look at Wells. Look at Daddy. Look at Dad down there. Is your dad when you brought up Sam? When Sam's in he threw the ball well.
Eighth year breakout, dude. I told you. Sam's having a good year.
No, he is, but he'll still be Sam Darnold.
No shit. Right now he's probably. He's probably top half QB in the league.
Oh, I'll never question Sam Darnold throwing a pretty ball. Sam Darnold throws a pretty ball for sure. Sam Darnold's got the tight spiral. You know what I mean? There's a reason he went as high as he did. But he's going to throw a ball right in guys' laps like he just did. That's who he'll be. Once you see ghosts, you don't come back. I mean, you're going to see him again. Like, have you ever met a person that met a ghost, but they didn't meet him a second time? Like, I'm sure that ghost circled back. Like, I'm sure that wasn't the only interaction that you had with the ghost. Come on.
Joey had him.
Let's just call it what it is.
Joey, he had him. Had him, Joe.
You don't see ghosts on a Sunday, and they never circle back. They never go, "Oh, we're back for another 1 o'clock game." Come on, Colts.
Colts kicking a field goal. Oh,
we
would have went for that.
Somebody's kicking it. Somebody's using their kicker. Oh, that's a terrible ball, Joe. That's a 40-year-old guy throwing.
I was just gonna say. Guys got tremendous.
You're gonna throw that. You can't roll right. You gotta step into that.
Tremendous arm strength, and he bounced it. So I was just thinking the same thing. I feel you, Joe. That's when the ligaments go, buddy. We got nothing left. We got nothing left, Joe.
Sure, Joe really wasn't expecting to have to play this year. I'm sure this was.
He was really just expecting to cash a check.
Yeah, let me cash a couple bucks here. Be a good mentor.
Picked up the Vikings.
He's got to get dubs now, though. $100K a win.
That's amazing.
His incentive is $100K a win.
I'll be locked in too.
Lock it in, $100K a win.
I got 5 kids, I think. Yeah,
those kids ain't cheap.
Yeah, $100K a win.
Oh man.
That's incredible.
Well, Richardson benched himself. The Aldridge, I mean,
he stinks too.
You know, he don't
Anthony Richardson's terrible. That's why he's not playing.
Someone might have said that on here.
He might be. I think. What is he? The second. The completion percentage wise, he's the second worst quarterback in the last 25 years.
He stunk in Florida.
Saying a lot.
He's never good ever.
He's stunk in Florida.
He's the only quarterback in NFL history to check himself
out. He's a good
athlete.
He can't throw the ball.
Like, I mean, he checked himself out of a game.
They are defenders. I mean, they're defenders everywhere. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
Really. He can't get any worse than Anthony Richardson. Like, it's factual stats. Like, you know, Will said it the other day. They're throwing it up there, 44%. You literally can't get worse. And there's people out there saying, bench for what? Okay, cool.
Bench for a 40-year-old.
Guy tapped out.
That's what he got bent for.
Even if he wasn't horse shit, the guy tapped out. There's when you lost the locker room anyway. Ant. Ant. Got a little tippy poo for you, Ant. You tap of the helmet, you tap out, buddy. The locker room says no mas.
Nobody ever tapped out.
They know you sit when you pee there, Ant. So can't win with you.
Oh, he's a talker.
Can't do it.
Won't
do it.
Yeah, you know, Mike Singletary.
One of my favorites. Can't win with him. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Mike had
one of my personal favorites.
Oh,
Love that. That was Vernon Davis, right? He just
I'll crush him.
It was another specimen, right? It was another specimen.
But guess what, though? Guess what, though, Greg? Dude stunk out loud until then, and then became a good player after that.
Yes, he
did. The turning point of his career.
Yeah, it honestly was. He started getting more physical then, right? Yeah. He undressed the guy. You undress the guy in a presser, it's going to go one of two ways.
Oh, by the way, he came out of Maryland. He was
physical specimen.
He was in the top.
Top 5 tight end. When you're a top 5 tight end,
you're a physical specimen.
Yep. Oh yeah, that guy's delicious without a shirt on. He was delicious without a shirt on. There's guys that are just like they don't got to work out.
Where's Johnson & Johnson at?
They never go work out. No Diddy.
You gotta say no Diddy after that comment like that.
He did
Johnson in the chat.
Oh, Tom,
hashtag no Diddy.
I'm not looking to oil you up. I'm just telling you that some guys are just.
There will not be any Christmas parties at A2D Radio this year.
No, please don't come over. You know what I mean? Doors closed here. You know what I mean? Doors locked here. No Diddy.
Bring your own lotion.
There he is. There he is.
There's Johnny. There
he is.
No, you guys are like, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? I wasn't going there. I was just saying.
It was close.
It's turbulence.
I mean, you can go back and look at the face I made when you made that comment.
The plane was shaking.
Probably great.
Speaking of plane shaking, 92 people watching. 92 people on YouTube. Only 37 likes. Let's go, people.
What the fuck is wrong?
If you know, you know. That's old school turbulence talk.
Come on, do your thing, YouTube. Do your thing.
Double ski barrel. Double ski pulling.
We've skied. Yep. Not as a group. You know what I mean? But
no, Jesus, do not stop bringing us into this.
All right.
This is your Vernon Davis poster. Don't you dare bring us into this.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, as a group, you guys, I tried to bring on the slope.
As a group. No.
He's like the wall.
Right now, dropping fly balls. Stop bringing us the whole fucking Yankees team in here. Stop bringing the whole Yankees team.
You guys were rostered. You're responsible. All right.
Tommy's trying to Aaron Judge us. Everybody was striking out. No,
we're all on the same team. We're all on the same team.
Oh, you think I was the only guy striking out?
It looked like
it. Tommy's like
that
Wolverine meme where he's just looking at a picture of Vernon Davis.
Apologize to Will Riker and his family. I picked him up this week. He didn't miss a field goal all year. He's got two Shankopotamuses tonight. Like to apologize to him and his family. Almost didn't come on because that's how I already threw 3 remotes through the fucking wall. All right, and I'm like, I better go on. have a fucking Miller Lite and get it. There's another F-bomb and get it on there with my boys here. 25 minutes late.
I think one was a 31-yarder.
Oh yeah.
It was a 31-yarder.
The 53-yarder. Hey, I'll give you that.
Yeah, exactly, Tweets. I said,
but my commissioner says that's -1. I said, hey, I text him. You shit me? I go, you shit me? 50 yarders -1. They're not easy.
we're
30-yarder. Okay.
Yeah, we're deducting for 50.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm out of here. It's the last you'll see it sweeps.
Yeah. Wish I didn't give you the money, and if I did it, you might not see it. One of those you want to sneak the -1 in? All right.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm
paying 100 in.
There's no way. I mean, this was like the NFL referees. I mean, I think he just made it up. When it happened to me, I swear, guys were missing 50 yarders all year. I didn't see any negatives, any minuses.
They had them in. Yeah, when they weren't adding them in the leagues, everybody was bagging them. That's when people started adding them in. That's when commissioners started getting too cute. They get Nick Sirianni on you. I'm the smartest guy in the room. Oh, everybody's making 50 yarders. We're going to deduct it if they miss one. And now everybody's missing them. Now we're back. Yep, absolutely. But I don't know if the benefit from the weakest schedule in football. I mean, now we're doing
have a weak
again.
Schedule. That's okay.
But we're doing this again, though. Like that's the one thing in football I don't like.
I mean, everyone gets paid to play.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's when you're getting too deep. That's like when you're blowing everybody out, right? And you're like, oh, well, we haven't played anybody. I get that conversation.
Like Washington. Washington.
Yeah, I don't think they're that good.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't played anybody.
No, I do think
they look fabricated almost.
Yeah, they got the quarterback in the future. Ain't a question about that.
No, he's excellent.
Like, really like the kid too. But but that being said, I think they are who we think they are. Which they might be a playoff team at this point, right?
They're starting to play better defensively. Dan Quinn's got them playing better.
Yeah, they will be. I just think they have a lack of overall talent at some point that will catch them. Maybe it doesn't. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm in agreement,
but they're Daniels hides a lot of that, and they run the ball pretty well. You got to give it to them.
And they win every week. So I've been saying it for every week that they'll come back down. They'll come back. I'll be saying it in the NFC title game. They'll come back down.
They'll probably if Brian Robinson
no,
run over us.
Now you're doing this. We've been stopping the run well. You know what I mean?
I know we have, but that's a team. I don't like Washington, and the fact we're playing on Thursday, I don't like that game.
Yeah, but not
Washington's always weird.
Let's not skip over. Let's not skip over Sunday, though.
Oh no! Sunday's a big game. That's a game that we normally lose. I'm curious how we play Sunday because Dallas stinks.
Skip Bayless says
stinks.
Dallas
stinks. We should come down there and beat their ass, but we know our history.
All right. Well, now you got it's a twofold. Now you got a team. Now you got a team fighting for their lives. They're desperate. Yeah. I hate that.
Dax hurt. We don't know.
They stink.
He showed his.
He said it. He said it himself. He said we suck. You see that?
I think he said fucking suck. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That wasn't me. That was Dak. So get mad at him for that F-bomb.
Nobody's mad at you. But feel like you were, you feel guilty or something.
No.
What are you worried about?
Not worried about anything.
Right.
I'm saying that this is a game. This is a big game because this is a game that we have been known to go down there and not show up.
Is Mike going to do back?
Probably.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Probably for 3 sacks. He'll be back. No, I don't know. I feel like he's out for a minute.
They got bad vibes. They got bad shit going on down there. They can't run the football. Dak's banged up. They throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb every play. So basically just cover him. They can't play defense. Their defense is hurt. Trayvon Diggs is trying to fight reporters. There's a lot of stuff going on down in Dallas. We should bury them.
Chris, well said. We may have an easy schedule, but we also have a handicap of a head coach, so it's a watch.
Correct.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yep.
Everybody plays who they play. You know what I mean? Like your eyes tell you that obviously 4 wins in a row always help. You know what I mean? Like, but they're playing better. Jalen's, I'm sure you guys talked about everything. So I'm just going to recap sweeps aside. But, Jalen's been great for 4 weeks. You know what I mean? And he was efficient today and did his job. And again, no turnovers, from him. So, and that's all we ever said. Listen, take care of the football and make the throws you got to make. Make the easy throws. You don't have to make spectacular throws, but make the easy throws, the throws you need to hit on. Run the football and play defense. So, it's been a good 4 weeks. So it doesn't, I don't really care about who they play. That's everybody has their own. Everybody plays. There's a lot of bad teams in the NFL. So I got news for you. So you look around. There's not many good football teams. People that want to glaze the NFL and tell you what a great product it is. Of course, they'll tell you. I know it is because of gambling and fantasy and all tailgating and all that stuff. Of course, it's the number one sport. Everybody loves it. So, people aren't going to badmouth it. But if you just step back and look at the actual football product, it's not a great product. Because you could probably count the amount of good teams on your hand. And if you think I'm wrong, then I'd have to have the debate with you. You know what I mean? So it's just not. It's just factual. There's not many good teams. The NFC Central is quasi loaded, if you want to call it that. I think if you're the Eagles, you got to go. You guys can. As fans, I think you guys are pretty realistic, but you still have your fan caps on. I think at the end of the day, can you go into Detroit and win? That's what you got to do. All right, not saying you can't, right? But right now they're a wagon. All right, and in the AFC, and the two best teams are the Lions and the Ravens, right? And I know the Chiefs are 7-0, and that's cute. And Andy will get it done, and they'll find a way. But they're the two best teams. So the rest of the league's looking up to those guys. Then you got, the next tier you're looking at, are the Chiefs, the Bills, Eagles, Packers, Vikings. Then you get into those tiers right there. But to me, I think the Lions and Ravens are head and shoulders above everybody.
The only thing I'll say, you're spot on. And the only thing I'll say, about the Lions, can you go there and win? The reason they can doesn't mean they would, because Lions are awesome, right? The reason they can is because the way they run the football.
Absolutely,
so that'll give you hope to be able to go there. But
and that would be a really good challenge.
They're better. Eyes-wise, they're better right now. They might not be better in January, but right now they're better. How much? I don't know, because we can run the foot. If we play the game like we had the last 4 weeks, we can make the case that we're that same type of we're that same type of wagon, right, per se, because how good we play defense.
Just a tier below. I mean, they're missing.
Yeah, we're not far.
I think
they're not
one-dimensional.
They're not one-dimensional either. They run the football like champs.
Oh yeah, for
sure. They're the best offensive line in football. We have probably the second best.
Remember when we talked about taking Sewell? We talked they should. Yeah, that looks good now, because he's a fucking problem. I mean, they're awesome.
Cincinnati was still taking Sewell.
The big thing is they're extremely well coached all over internally. So they're the cream of the crop right now in the NFC.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's a problem. He'll be a head coach next year. He's awesome. Listen, they're awesome. I think that we match up decently well with them, but it would be a battle because they have a great O-line. We have a very good D-line. They have a great D-line. We have a very good O-line. It would be a battle.
Yep. And their D-line, I still think, will take a little bit of a step back at some point with that.
Yeah, but they stopped the run. I don't think they can get after the QB as good, but they do stop the run.
Nor should they be able to, right? If they did, then it's like, who the fuck did you guys draft? Who else do you guys have behind you?
Yeah, Tuesday's a big deal, right? Tuesday's a big day for the Lions, potentially for us, right?
Yeah.
With the trade deadline, do they go out and make a splash move, or do they hold court and just hope that he can come back? It's crazy that you're even having that conversation of potentially him coming back.
Yeah, because it was clean. There was nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
As gruesome as it was a clean break. Yeah,
they're talking he might be available
in the
end
Super Bowl.
Like if they make the Super Bowl, he might be
in the Super Bowl
conversation.
Not anytime soon.
It would only be in the Super Bowl.
That's a feel good story from the doctor.
Yeah, he ain't coming.
I hear you.
They keep you going. They keep you fighting through it, right? Clean. We might be able to get you back by the Super Bowl. Guys are really work his dick off now. You know what I mean? Now you already knew he was going to, but now you give him any bit of hope, like in playing in the season. I actually like that. I bet Dan Quinn told the doctor, not Dan Quinn, Dan Gamble told the doctor, tell him that. Hey, Doc, can you tell Aiden this? That I would be him though, because he's a specimen too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a problem. I didn't know how good he would be at this level, but he definitely didn't miss.
No, Joe just missed him. Running back wide open.
Oh man,
been there. obviously wasn't a running back, but
The
felt like the right time.
just to make sure everyone
Guy's
remembered.
40. No, not even that. Guy's 40. You know,
all the stuff with the easy schedule talk shit. Like, listen, if we execute, I don't care who we're playing. If we execute, run the football like we can, and execute play action with the talent that we have, we can be anybody in the league. Doesn't matter who we play. It's all about if we execute, don't turn the ball over. And if we can force turnovers like we did today, even better.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about the better teams in the league, I think that's everybody's recipe. You know what I mean? Some people just do it better than others, but I hear you. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was saying. I was just throwing that out there. I wasn't saying, you can't go in there. I'm saying that's right now. That's what it looks like. You're gonna, and it's indoors, so there's no elements. It's not like you gotta worry about snow.
They're a fucking wagon.
Yeah, it's not like you gotta worry about elements.
You're not saying anything. You're not saying anything that I don't think most Eagles fans wouldn't agree with, right? Like, it's okay to be the tier below the one clear-cut best team in the NFC right now. It's not like you're saying like, hey, you're some 2 tiers lower than them or something, right? It's the Eagles are right in the next conversation, and in 2 weeks from now, they could be a loss away from the Eagles in the same conversation, or who knows, right? So a lot can change.
Or goes the wrong way. Both teams can go the wrong way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the Eagles could lose 2 in a row, and then we're having a different conversation with that. Yeah. So a lot can change. But the one thing that the Eagles are the Eagles are doing at a high level, and what brings me back to 2022 a little bit is, one, obviously defensively they're playing at a high level, and I don't care who you're playing offensively, they've been playing at a high level. Yeah. Right? We watch that. But offensively, going back to your roots, not even your roots, but finding an identity, one, on who are you going to be this year. We talked about that. In the last 4 weeks, they found that, which was obvious for anybody with a clue. But I'm glad they were able to dissect that and be okay with that. And be okay with hey, we're going to be a run-oriented team, but that's going to set us up for monster big plays. And maybe even more than you saw in 2022, because you have the best running back in the league when healthy right now, right? Like, him and Chris McCaffrey. That's why I said people laughed at me before the year. Oh, he could rush for 2K in this offense. Oh, no, he won't. He's not. I said he's the top 3 running back in football when healthy. No, he's not. Like, okay. Or top 2. Yes, he is. And he's proving that week in, week out, because teams are game planning to stop his ass, and they can't. One, because look what happens when he has a real offensive line in front of him. Look what happens when he has still one of the best right tackles in football. Look what happens when you have the guard play that he does. Yeah. His center take. Jurgen's been really good too. Man, Dickerson's an all-pro. We know that already, right? So, I mean, and we're doing this without our left tackle we paid a lot of money to. So I hope that you don't go back to wanting to throw the ball 35 times a game when your offensive line's fully healthy. I hope you watch this and say, oh, I rushed for 230 or whatever, 237 today. Oh, right. I'm going to go throw the football a ton. And I got,
that's where the frustration.
No, go run for 270.
Yeah, that's where the frustration, and that's where the frustration comes from. Because you don't know what Sirianni's thinking. You know what I mean? And that's, and we'll see. And like I said, as a coach, you got tough decisions. All right, and that's you get paid to make them. And one of them should be, because I know they've been consistent, pretty much all year on defense. But the one decision is, for me, it's a no-brainer. But I don't know. I know how they work. I know how things work in pro sports. But they're better without Slay, right? And when he's healthy, he should sit. But I know he won't. Well, I know he won't, because they don't have a hair on his ass to do it. They don't have a hair on their ass to do it. But they're better without him, and he should sit.
See, that's interesting, right? Because I brought it up earlier that maybe not him, they haven't, right? Obviously, and they may not. But they've done little things this year, like when it came to money, right? Like I said, they paid Devin White more than Nakobe's making, and they had no problem giving him the starting job if he was better, right? Then obviously he is. Right, same thing. Cooper, they obviously draft him in the second round, but they're paying Avonte Maddox a lot of money, right? And they had no problem saying, "Okay, Cooper, you're starting." I wonder if they have the balls to do it again. To your point, I wonder if they have the balls. You see, Isaiah Rodgers played great today. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he played very well.
played good today. Just as good as Slay would play. I don't see. Not saying you won't see differences, right? I mean, the guy
turned the game on. Like the game might have been ended up lopsided last week, but his play changed. I wasn't on last week. His play changed the game last week.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That was the clinching play. Yeah.
So I don't know if they have the balls to do it to him. I've been saying it for weeks. They should. John says, any updates on AJ? Nothing yet. Just we knew it was a knee. So that's all we know. We probably won't get anything until tomorrow and maybe even into Tuesday. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
So, and then they got a weird schedule coming up with a Sunday and Thursday. So if he misses Sunday, you expect he misses Thursday. I more got to have him ready to play Thursday at this point. So, I don't know what the issue is with the knee, how bad it is, but anytime you talk knee, I feel the guy's going to miss a week. You know what I mean? No, maybe he doesn't. I have no idea. But I would expect it. And when you run the ball like that, it's like, hey, I have a week. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to Dallas. I'll run for 280 on him. So go have a week. All right, let's fast forward here a little bit. Keep moving forward. Sixers, disastrous start. Talk a little bit about that, and that'll obviously tie in the Crumb of the week too. So we'll tie them in all together as we continue on here. But I think it's enough Eagles. We hit on everything. We hit on Nick. We hit on this defense playing at a high level. We hit on this offense playing at a high level. And they looked apart. They looked apart. Not every game. Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Real quick. From AJ Brown update 30 minutes ago here on X. It says, best guess based on angle. This is from FBI injury or football injury doc on Twitter. Best guess based on angle equals left MCL despite need not being relatively bent. Best case returns next week. Minimum concern. Middle of the road, 2 to 3 weeks. Think DK Metcalf type of injury. Worst case 4 to 6 weeks if severe. Tried to return but couldn't equals could miss time.
Oh, this guy.
This is just anybody. Just right.
Is the FBI doc?
No, FB injury doc. So
FBI,
football injury
FBI
doc.
So
I thought it said FBI. He's a physical therapist, med analyst. It's just everyone's asking for an update, so I went looking for an update. No one else has the balls to go get it, right? So I'm always wrong because no one else has the balls to go get it.
Poor Greg.
There's no poor Greg, but everyone's looking at me like I'm the fucking
story.
moron.
No sob story, Greg. Okay?
There's no sob story, but when you
No,
guys don't look it up, then it's all on me.
I think you're going to reach back and grab a tissue in a second.
It was funny when you said FBI doc. I was like,
I misinterpreted the username.
Yeah, I wanted to trust it. I wanted to trust it and say FBI doc. And I was like, oh.
Don't just say he's football. Anyone, I could go make that I could go make that FB doc on X and just now I'm a football doc. That could be anybody.
Okay.
Well, you just got to get one injury right, and then you can run with it. But you got to get something right.
Has he gotten something right? Let's see the previous injury.
I'm sure he's probably gotten something right. It depends how many followers he has. I don't know.
What's the follower count, Greg?
I left it. Let me go back.
The dreaded blue check mark. Is that what you look for in the Twitter world?
No, I mean it doesn't matter because you can pay for it. So
yeah, I guess you can pay for it now, so you don't have to look for that.
Yeah, so you can't even
money talks.
Yeah, it's like you're verified, but you're nobody. You're just paying for some extra characters.
25.6 thousand.
All right, Greg.
Wilson's back.
I feel like that's not enough, but it's okay. It moves the needle. I thought I was going to say, if he was going to say like 350 followers, I was going to tear him up. But so he's 25.6 thousand. He's good. All right.
Better than zero.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, he's obviously got some injuries, right? So we're talking MCL now. We're talking potential max 4 to 6. Right, little mini max is 2 to 3.
2 to 3. Think DK FBI doc. Yeah.
And then best case is he plays this week. We just got a little twitch.
Misses no time.
A little twitch. All right. Well, Martian, we have to. I mean, it is what it is. All right.
Amen, no Martian. Amen.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA's trash in general, and it's been that way for years. But yeah, Sixers are also trash.
I'm sure you guys talked about Smitty's catch. I mean, that it's got to be right there. It's got to be right there with OBJ. Maybe one A. I don't know. I mean, I know OBJ's. It was cute and all, but I mean, this is
Garrett Wilson's top cake though.
That's one hand.
I mean, Garrett Wilson's on Thursday was probably better, but
one hand.
It was special though. It was a special catch.
Both feet in. I thought he threw it in the goddamn stands.
It looked like it. I agree, Steve.
I thought he threw it in the stands. So that's why it makes
it came out of nowhere. Like, dang.
I don't know if it was a splitter and it just fucking bottom dropped out. You know, I mean, I thought it was headed for the freaking Walt Whitman Bridge.
I thought he threw it all the way down to the house here.
It looked like the one he threw before, where he threw it out of the back of the end zone. I thought it was the same ball. And I'm like, what is going on? We throw this away, and then it was, oh, hello.
It definitely gave that camera angle of like, he launched this one to Trouty.
Yeah,
and this one barehanded by him. But no, like we were talking about earlier, like his ability to keep those feet down was that's crazy. You know, like you catch a one-handed, I get it. You're an NFL wide receiver, but you like what'd you say earlier? A dead leg?
The dead left leg where he just gets that left leg down. Great.
Imagine running that fast and being able to dead leg your left leg, dead leg, left leg, running that fast. Oh my God!
I do it eventually, right? Just because.
I mean, he pretty much got everything in. It was like you got the feet in, you got the shin, the shin in. Yeah, the knee was out, but I thought the shin hit first. I mean, if I was, if I want to, speaking of FBI, if I want to go as a Zapruder film, I want to go as a Zapruder film right there. I'll slow that shit down. I might have been shin first. You know what I mean? The knee was definitely out, but I mean, the toes were in, the shin's in. It's unreal.
Everything was in, and then he held on to it somehow.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, again, even though we thought it was going to the stands, Jalen dropped that in the only place you can drop it into. So it's a good ball, right? Give him a good ball. I'll give him a good ball, right? And he did thread the needle. The one like I said, it was the one to Devontae on the third down earlier on not earlier on in the game, but he threw one on a big third down. Man.
Yeah, listen,
it was that drive. It might have been that drive.
Might have been.
He had a bunch of really good throws. So, he played well. And then, every once in a while you're going to get that ball that Dotson. There was a Dotson sighting. I'm sure you guys mentioned that. I mean, that was a hell of a catch by Dotson. Wow. Terrible ball, and he just tipped it to himself over the defender. It was unbelievable.
It was a tip drill.
It was
tip drill.
By far his best play of his career, and good to see a pulse out of him.
Well, John, I think the offense struggled. The offense, I mean, it's hard to have a struggle. I mean, listen, you never want to be AJ Brown going out, but if you struggle with Saquon and Devontae, then I don't know what to tell people. Like, it's not going to be as good, nor should it, right? But you still shouldn't struggle. You shouldn't have shouldn't be able to move the football.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't get.
And Dallas should be back sooner or later.
Oh yeah, until he's.
I would think he's back next week.
Just like Paul George. Paul George back Monday night.
Couple nice good catches again.
Yeah.
All right, Sixers. Let's get into them. Get after them.
What is wrong with Dallas anyway? Was he at a bar again?
Hamstring.
Hammy, I think.
I thought he was out at the bar again. Yeah, I forgot it was his lower half.
He was out. I might gonna say I was just. I'm just gonna stop.
It's never a good look. We know that. I always consider him. I tell you what, he's a good blocker, but I always consider him soft because of that.
Yeah, he was definitely got soft tissue.
Yeah,
for sure.
Can't get knocked out.
Yeah,
so you just can't. I don't care what happens. You can't.
Oh, soft tissue talk. Like there's soft tissue and then there's soft tissue. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's confirming where we're going here. Anthony Richardson yawning. He's a pussy. All right. Yeah.
Dude just did a karate kick.
Did somebody karate kick somebody? I didn't see it yet.
Celebration. Celebration karate kick.
I didn't realize.
Little Rex Kwon Do.
I gotta rewind that. I didn't realize Drago was on the Vikings coaching staff. Let me see that. Just went right past my screen right there. There he is. Drago. Love Drago.
Oh, we got a little big dance here.
There he
Oh,
is, Drago.
I just
Oh,
saw
yeah.
that dance.
Must
I
be
see
the-
Drago.
Yeah, he must be the quarterback's coach. Good for
Yeah,
him.
he is.
Josh McDowell. Good man. What's up, Drago? Josh McDowell.
Yeah, so Paul George coming back tomorrow night, which is something needed at this point,
Yeah.
obviously.
I won't watch.
Anything's needed at this point.
Yeah, I said to you guys earlier, like I keep it on as background noise at this point if they're playing. I think I'll have a little bit more of an eyeball just because he's playing, right? But it's hard to watch without what you came into the year expecting. You know, and then you talk about Joel and like what's going on there. It's a whole other conversation. But first things first, Marcus Hayes has always been a dry jock. All right. He's the biggest bounced fucking dryer sheet beat reporter out there. And that article is just unnecessary to even write. Like, I don't know what they have to do with any of it. He continues down the same narrative and more articles than just that. When you talk about Marcus Hayes, I've read that before in articles he's written. He wants to reference that more than once. So understand the context. And nobody's reporting that but Tom Arnone. I'll report that for you because I've seen that. All right? I've seen it in Marcus Hayes articles previous to this one, that he wants to mention that little tidbit every time Joel's not playing. Okay? He'll put out an article every time. I'm not lying about this. I feel like every time Joel doesn't play, which is a lot, you'll get that little tidbit from Marcus Hayes. That little same paragraph saying Joel wants to do this, but he never plays, right? So over time, this is where I'll give Joel and B the pass. And the only thing that I'm going to throw a pass around the night with, okay, is that I don't just push him around the locker room. He probably don't wake up. He probably don't wake up until he's in the hospital because he's written that a bunch, right? There's overkill of something where now you're being disrespectful, okay? Come up with something different to use, Marcus, because that's enough in terms of that. Okay, in terms of that, that's
Well, it
enough.
should never go personal. He shouldn't be mentioning family members. That's
Well, he's
number
not trying to
one.
make it personal, but he's made it personal over how many times he's fucking mentioned it. That's where he makes it personal. So on that note, that's where Joel gets the pass from. Not playing is a whole different conversation. Like I don't even know what's going on here. I have no idea. We've talked about it a bunch.
Clearly, the NBA thinks he's healthy since they just throw in every sanction at us that they can or trying to. I don't know what's going on. Like you said, Tommy, who knows? But the NBA clearly thinks he's healthy.
So like I think well, I'm saying to Brian, you say he should not be confronting Marcus. I'm not telling you that I condone shoving guys or any of that shit. What I'm telling you is what I don't condone. And what I don't condone is a bunch of freaking, pen protectors writing articles that have never fucking played it at this level. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to. But what I do have a problem with is when then you want to be one of those guys and you want to be a shock jock writer, right? They're the writers I have problems with. Like, you can't be that kind of guy and then want to be a shock jock writer. That's all. But I'm not saying you should push them or shove them. I'm not saying any of that, right? But I think there comes a point in time he's obviously frustrated because he's not playing, right? There's obviously frustration there. I don't like the comments about what I've done for this fucking city. Like, again, you weren't a Green Beret. Like, you didn't win awards in the military here. Like, you weren't some special guy who served the country. You're playing basketball. You didn't put your life on the line, right? You went and play basketball. You put your body on the line, sure.
You don't even play enough.
Yeah, but you put your body. Everybody puts their body on the line playing a sport. Sure, that's what you want to say. That's the common theme from guys. Is putting body on the line.
Yeah, you're not playing for free again. So that argument goes bye-bye. All right, bye-bye with me. You know what I mean? I hear you. You know, a guy that later, Allen Iverson makes that statement. All right, he don't have to win nothing. Allen didn't win nothing. No. Right? We know what Allen did. Right? That's Allen can say that, and we can go. You got it, Allen. God bless you, buddy. You absolutely did as much as you could for this city, and we appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. Showed up every day, played your ass off, pound for pound, one of the best players in the league every year.
No, all right?
So, I mean, that's, and like I said, you were just taking a step farther saying, hey, buddy, this isn't rocket science. You're not saving the country and all that stuff. But, if you just want to bring it back to sports, you haven't done shit for it, all right? Besides the second round exit, all right? So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that. All right. I know there's the defenders.
Well, I thought that was self-explanatory.
The defenders everywhere want to keep defending them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to attack them, but like when you say that, you open yourself up.
Yeah,
right?
just shut up.
Listen, let's make it clear. Like,
you wore a mask.
All four of us have defended the player in years past. Well, we're all guys that like have brains, and it's come to the point where like we can't defend all the injuries. They can't defend you not playing, no matter how talented you are. But like you said, I thought that stuff was just well known that he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's well documented. You didn't do anything for the city. You have your own accolades.
What's the MVP do for the city?
Did you bring basketball back to the city of Philadelphia? Did you pack the arena? Sure, because we've had teams that we've been sold a bag of bullshit on. All right, we've been sold a bag of shit. That's what we've been sold by numerous teams, right? Where now we come into a year where we feel like all of us to a man feels like, you know what? This is our best roster, though. We've said that before, but with coaching, with our coach and the roster we have, this is really good roster. And this is a team that we feel like could be a top 4 team in the East, right? And challenge, right? And challenge. Just get over their own personal hump. Not saying they're cutting nets down, right? I'm not saying that. But a team that can get to an Eastern Conference final before they lose in 5 to Boston, right? I'm just saying there, right?
There's your measuring stick,
right? But like just to get there. So right before we even talk about like, oh, can we play with Boston? Can we do it? Like that's our whole goal here, right? And we come in a year where these expectations are there, right? We automatically are extremely disappointed when we want to try to believe again. Like we want to try to have hope because we want to watch the games with some hope, right? We're all junkies. We want to watch the games with some hope. And that's something to look forward to. But when we can't, when we finally have a little sense of it, it gets ripped from us. And the Paul George wasn't anybody's fault. Makes sense? Like that's just a hyperextension, of course, in our world.
Paul George.
Yeah, that's just a scouting report. That's just a scouting report. You know what I mean?
That's just PG being PG.
Who he is. And I agree with you, Tom. You're 100% right. Yep. You know what I mean? And that's, we're not in the same arena as Boston, right? So before we can worry about winning, before worry about upsetting them and beating them and hanging with them, we got to get in the door. We're not even in the arena, right? So, and listen, I want to change like the next guy. You know what I mean? And but we're not even in the arena. So
no.
The upsetting thing for me is I understand that Paul George and Joel are our 2 best players and haven't been playing and all that, but we haven't even been competitive in these games, and we haven't been playing world beaters. We got whipped by an awful Detroit team at home. We got whipped by a Memphis team that has not been playing good. Like we're just getting whipped by teams. We're not even in games. That's the most frustrating part.
Well, Luke made a good point on Wednesday because these guys are scrimmaging together and they're all playing together, and like the starting 5 is scrimmaging together. But then these guys on game day aren't playing. So now everything they run at practice isn't what they're running in games. Make sense? And I'm like, holy shit. That's actually a great point. Like I wouldn't even think of that because they are practicing. Like Paul George and Embiid have been practicing. They've been live scrimmaging for a minute now. Like, you know what I mean? For about like a good week.
But again, it's poor coaching. Again, and I love
his hands are tied.
That's exactly why the NBA is trying to sanction us.
Yeah,
because
now his hands are tied because now everything he's running at practice, he's got to run different shit in a game.
Well, they should be riding the bike and then getting their shots up and doing stuff like that. They should not be scrimmaging with the first team offense if they're not playing. That's common sense 101. But again, it's above my pay grade. So I mean, love the report on that. Love the report on it. Can't believe it's happening.
They're laying that information organizationally well enough to Nick Nurse. Like he doesn't know what's been going on with those, especially with Joel, on why he's not playing. Like you sort of hear that in his press.
That's what you're telling me? Is this for real?
Tell me he has no idea. He just gets to the arena and he's like, he's got his rotations ready to go. And this is not me taking a shot at you. This is just reporting. Like that's incredible to me. So this guy gets there. He got a nice, good night's sleep, right? All jazzed up for the game. He's got his rotation set. And as soon as he key cards in, and some guy with a pocket protector tells him Joe ain't playing. That's what you're telling me? Holy shit!
I just
I'm
don't
not-
think he
I'm
knows.
getting mad at you.
I just don't think he knows. Not put words in Luke's mouth. I just don't think he knows when he's playing. Makes sense? Like not like on game day, like when he's coming back.
Yeah.
Because like he'll practice, and then I assume as a coach, you're like, well, guys, scrimmaging. Like, what's going on? Why is he not playing?
Who's making these decisions?
Yeah.
Who do you think?
The owner?
Well, it's coming from up top. Those type of decisions always come from up top.
So you're telling me right now that Nick Nurse
Don't
wants
make
Joel
it.
to play, but he's not playing, is what you're telling me.
Who? Nick wants him to play?
That's what you're telling me?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said he's practicing. He's scrimmaging. So as a coach,
And then you said the head coach doesn't know if he's playing or not. So you're telling me that the head coach
He doesn't know
doesn't
when he's
know
coming
if the
back
star
and playing.
player's playing.
he doesn't know when he's coming back and playing. Obviously, his pressures haven't made it sound
I
like
don't
he's
understand. I don't know how that makes any fucking sense.
Okay,
and
then
I
he
hope
knows-
that's not the case.
Then he knows
Because
he's lying.
this is bullshit then.
Okay,
this
then
is
he knows he's
absolutely
lying.
horse shit.
I
This
think
could be why the NBA is trying to step in because it sounds bullshodic to me.
Yeah, it's
the
horse
moral-
shit.
There you
that's
go.
moral
Here's
bullshit.
your,
It's
here's
fucking
your
horseshit.
information. Here's your information. Brian says, thanks, Brian. He goes, it was reported that Joel Embiid is making a decision to not play. The team in the NBA has deemed him ready. So
I didn't wait. So okay.
there's shit going on. All I know is there's
Dude.
shit going on, guys.
Dude.
There's stuff going on up in here.
Yeah,
I
maybe
didn't
stop
realize,
drawing attention
I
to
didn't
yourself.
realize
This is
that
unbelievable.
Joel has just converted into a humongous pussy. I was
Yeah.
unaware of
Yeah.
that.
But he's done so
And
much for the
now-
city.
Now
He's done a
I'm
lot.
aware. Now
He's done
I'm
a lot.
aware.
He's
And
done
he
a
really
lot.
had this. Wait, so he's holding himself out while simultaneously having fucking things about how I've done so much for this city. Is this dude for real?
And
Is
that's
this
what I'm
dude
saying.
for real?
And like I said, we
I'm
didn't
done.
care about
I'm
we
done.
didn't care about
I'm
the
done.
shove. We didn't
I'm
care
done.
about the shove because of who was on.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some little nerd that asked him a question that he got annoyed about. You know what I mean? It was, there was some past here. So that's why we didn't care. Plus Marcus is going to get paid. So don't cry for me, Argentina. Okay, because there's going to be a nice little settlement. You don't put your hands on people without repercussions in 2024. Back in the 80s and 90s, right, when we grew up, yeah,
Right.
that's how that stuff rolled. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, see you out back, bro. See you in the
Careful
parking
what
lot.
you
You know what I mean?
report
That's not this time.
This
It's
is the
not,
Wild West in the
that's
80s.
not how this generation
Like
works. So
reporting. Wild West in the 80s. Better be
Marquise
careful.
will get a little tasty poo. He'll get a nice little check. So I'm not worried about him. And as will the little payday too, which I love the phone spike, but he'll get paid too. So so I would love somebody to push me and spike my phone at the same time.
So Wells, now
Joel
you
and
get
his
what
own team of doctors.
Wells, now you get what I'm trying to say here on where Nick comes in on not
But
knowing.
guess what then? I'm at the position that I can't. If you're telling me that Joel has his own team of doctors and his own people and is making his own decisions about when he's going to play and not play, he has to be traded. I can't have him on the team anymore because you're not above the team. The team makes the decisions. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to pull, but I'm done. I'm out. I'm officially out.
I mean,
I didn't know all this was going down.
I mean,
And I'm
Humber
in.
is reporting.
Hold on. That's like I said. I've been yelling. It's my son for years. That's my guy. I would have traded him this summer, and like I said in an audio you guys earlier, I would have got fucking 9,000 U-Hauls pulled up in my driveway.
I mean, Pumper's delivering unbelievable info here. I mean, this is all correct.
He has not gotten over the mental side of his knee injury.
This guy's delivering incredible news to me that I don't think I can recover from. So Brian Pumper, longtime fan of ours, longtime fan, and I love.
He's the FBI doc.
I love Brian Pumper, and I love this information. But I gotta hope it's true because I'm hoping it's not true because I can't recover. I can't recover.
Yeah,
I can't look at. I can't look at him in the eyes again. All right, and I was in the boat with Tom, and we were paddling, and we talked about let's get 5 dudes, and let's get 4 first-round picks. Let's go. Bye. It was time. It ran its course. I don't care how good he was. It was time. All right, and now this is incredible. This is going slightly down the Ben Simmons path.
It's bad.
Simmons is even playing again. This is insane. I'm dumbfounded. I can't believe this.
Well, let's get 100%.
I can't believe it.
Well, let's get 100% confirmation on this. It sounds true, but let's make sure. You know,
Palmer's coming in with great info. Great info.
This sounds spotless, right? If you're asking me the FBI doc, I'm telling you it's spotless. It sounds like spotless information.
I'll be 25.
I'm just saying it makes sense.
18. I'll follow.
It makes sense. It makes sense though, because I was wondering, like, why is the NBA pushing so much shit on the Sixers? This would make sense as to why. This would make sense. People pay money to see you play. Get your ass on the fucking court.
And again, Nick Nurse is not a help matters because he has maybe he's told to not have answers, but he has none. And I think some of it's frustration probably because you come into a season expecting to have guys and you don't have them right away. 2 of your best players.
Yep.
Not ideal. Crazy. So this is just typical 76ers. This is what
I can't believe you.
We are. I'll be honest. I don't think we changed.
I couldn't coach.
I don't think the culture here. I don't think the culture here in Philadelphia is fully. I can't believe I'm about to say it. I don't think the guy's probably one of the best players I've ever seen when he's healthy. But I don't think the culture here of what the process was is fully cleansed until he's not here. I think then we'll have the real process. I don't think we'll ever have it.
So
we're gonna go win 10 in a row at some point this season, and I'm back. Here we are.
Sell the franchise, move the team.
Well, they
I honestly was saying, I thought I was on board. It's crazy. 2 weeks ago, I was like, I think I'm on board. I think I like. You had to do PG because Joel's getting old. I think I'm on board. It took 5 fucking games against shitty opponents for me to be out. It took 5 games against shitty opponents for me to be out. It's crazy.
Yeah, Maxie looks like Donovan Mitchell. He never found a shot he didn't like.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, a lot of that going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Caleb Martin looks like he didn't never play basketball before in his life. It's insane.
Well, that's where chemistry comes in. Listen, we thought about the other night. If Joel's playing 55 games a year, 60, in regular season, okay, I whatever. And you're giving me the production you'll give me in those games, whatever, right? For this year, saying. But I can't have a guy playing 35 games and just thinking you're going to rev up and turn the lights on in the biggest moment. When you never have.
You're not going to. We've already seen it.
I just that's not a recipe for success. Now, this all became on the Sixers ownership, and rightfully so. We thought that, this was there because he said they're not going to want me to play in back-to-backs anymore, meaning what we took it as the ownership. Or maybe it's a docs. I don't know. But that was the part
apparently it's him.
Well, apparently. But that was the part.
Not our doc, no.
I was like, okay, they've tried everything. They've tried everything to make it work. This is their last-ditch effort. This means, hey, we have nothing else that we can try to do. And I don't even give a fuck about back-to-backs.
Again, no waivers, though. Again, just like we were talking about, do they have the fucking sack the sit Slay when he comes back, right? Joel should be getting fined this whole time. Oh, by the way, right? If you had any waivers, right? Find a way, because I'm finding all this out tonight. I knew I wasn't paying much attention to it because they annoy me. So I wasn't deep diving like our guy Pumper here. I mean, deep dive is fantastic information. Alarming information, but fantastic.
Alarming.
Right? We knew the NBA was sniffing around for a reason, right? So we're not stupid. We're street guys, right? We didn't care enough, right? NBA, we don't care, right? Oh, alien boy, Adam Silver, you're an alien, all right? Nobody cares about you, dork, right? But now this guy's sniffing around, all right? When there's smoke, there's fire. So we know it. We should have known it. We should have known this guy should be getting fined the whole time.
He's 24 years old. I agree. Or he's 23 years old. I'm sorry, KZ with another banger, right? You're not going anywhere with Maxey as the leader. Nobody said this year you would go anywhere with Maxey as the leader. He's 23 or 24 years old. What are we talking about? He's a third option at best. He's probably a second option right now at best. I wouldn't totally crush the kid, 5 games in.
He's the only guy that showed a pulse in the playoff series last year.
Yeah, I'm not going to start doing this, right? But so again, you love bad takes. You're the king. You're the king of the hot bad take. You know what I mean? He's the king of it, babe.
Listen. If Joel's going to sit himself out and not play, we're not going anywhere anyway. Doesn't really matter about anything else. I can't believe this dude's just sitting himself out. This is unreal. This is unreal.
Or has a team of independent doctors that are making decisions. Like this is a whole crew. I mean, we're talking
Soon
about
as the dude gets his
we're
own
talking about the
doctors, you trade him. This is number one. This is like an easy thing.
yeah,
Soon as the dude starts being like, let my doctors look at it. Okay, put him on the block.
yeah, absolutely.
Hold on. I got some questions. Okay, I have some questions. I'm not saying we trust Joel Embiid, right? But how much do we trust this snake fucking organization too? Because
Although Pump seems to be on it right here.
well, the second they don't play him game one and they get the backlash that they received, then as weeks moved on here, or however long it's been, right? Now it's shifted away from the organization doing this and more to it being independently done. That seems weird to me too. Just like we're just talking, right? I'm not taking side. I believe what Brian's saying to be truthful. I'm just giving another side of it, right? This organization's a bunch of goddamn snakes too. So I can see them absolutely shifting this around and being like, we didn't know nothing because we don't want to get fined. We didn't know nothing. He's got independent doctors making the decision. That's where you got some blood. It's gonna be a bloody mess here because now you're going to either way we're looking at this is my point. No matter which way avenue you want to slice it, okay, that means there's bad blood all around the organization.
I was gonna say, then someone's mad at somebody.
Yep,
exactly. And it should be the Sixers. It should be the Sixers because he obviously wasn't healthy at the end of the year. Should have never played in the Olympics or stood in the Olympics because he was horrible in the Olympics anyway, right? So he should never even participated, right? So he shouldn't have did that, knowing that he wasn't completely healthy, right? And then he didn't give him enough time. And then when it was time to report, all right, he's fully not healed or whatever's wrong with him.
He wanted to get a gold medal for the city. He did so much for us.
Yeah. Oh my God, watch the game. Now we're doing this. Everybody plays a better point guard than Tyrese Maxey. So stop, dude. Just stop. I'm not gonna. Brian, calm down. Now you're doing this Kawhi all over. Like now, I just feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves now. Like, I mean, I'm right where I would have traded him in the summer, but like now we're saying he doesn't want to win, then he doesn't even want to play. I don't know. It's hard to make me think he doesn't want to play. He's never not.
If he's not playing,
but that's the one thing. But hold on. That's the one thing with him we never question is him wanting to play. So
now we are.
Well, we are because of what Brian put across our desk tonight.
Listen. When there's smoke, there's fire. There's been smoke with the NBA.
No, but the smoke could be
Brian just alerted me to the fire. That's all.
Hold on. We're just giving the organization that's a fucking bunch of losers and a bunch of goddamn crumbs. We're all sudden like I'm all piling on Joel tonight too, right? We'll go right into the crumb with it. I'm piling on him too.
Well, guess what? The time's now. The time is now to do it. He shouldn't have said that he's giving too much to the city. Bad choice of words. Because what have you given me besides a constant fucking loss May 26th every year? What have you given me?
But he hasn't given a shit. I'm not saying that. My problem with it is he's never not wanted to play. We've never had an issue with him not wanting to play. We've always had an issue with who.
He's always hurt.
Hold on. With who not wanting him to play when he could play. Who?
Us.
Who? No, organizationally.
Yeah. Sixers, yeah.
So as soon as my point is, as soon as the NBA starts peekabooing around.
Maybe he's always not wanting to play.
Oh, now it's him. Now, you know what I mean? I just like
maybe it has always been him.
Oh, now we're doing this.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God, maybe. Oh my God, look what we found out tonight.
He sat out a lot.
Oh my God. Oh,
Spider-Man meme. It's him. It's him under the mask. It's him.
It was really Ben Simmons all the time. All along.
Ben Simmons was right. Oh God. Saucer
talk. That in the tailpipe. The organization when he was drafted kept that an extra year. Now we're banana in the tailpipe on one thing.
That's a great move by. Listen, that's a
weapon.
Great move by Akman Foley.
Oh, no, that's
Akman Foley. What a move, right? Pump. You got to believe what a great move that was by Akman Foley. But we hear you, brother.
Now we're Carlos is at risk. So what is it? I mean, now we're talking about devastation with the cartilage, with KZ's back to never being able to walk again.
3D printed knee.
First off, they don't remove your meniscus. They fray it away.
Yeah, he already told you. He already told us, guys. You refuse to listen, it'll all be revealed. Like the coming of the meniscus.
30 for 30. Joel
the coming
beats
of
me.
Joel's meniscus. What are we talking about? But I just have a weird vibe because this organization is a bunch of fucking losers. I want to keep reiterating that. He's a loser too. But the organization is a well-documented one as well. And that being said, like, I just like how the NBA says hello. They pick up, hey, can I talk to somebody? Right? Hey, anybody.
Hello, hi. Anybody there?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's, no, he's saying he don't want to play. It's independently. Okay. I just don't know who to believe, right? Because the Sixers are a problem. Yeah, I mean, they are a well-documented goddamn issue.
Well, considering he won a couple of days ago, expects the key to the city. I would imagine if they were throwing him under, a bus, we would be the first ones to know. Like he would scream that from the rooftop. That would be the only devil's advocate I would play there, Tommy. I don't trust the organization either one bit. But if he got a whiff of them throwing him under the bus,
you think he wouldn't be
Marcus Hayes around the locker room.
This guy is not life rafting Titanic.
This is why we talk it out.
Yeah. Like you think he wouldn't be out there like they're not letting me play.
Well, no, we figured it all out tonight. Like this is why we do. Like we got guys like Brian. He brings it to a desk. We talk it out. We give you every scenario possible, and then listen, we just common sense talk it out. Like we know, guys, and he'll be right on Twitter.
San Nate, FBI doctor already told us. You can spot that shit from a mile away. 2-3 weeks, 4 to 6.
This is amazing. Can we trade him tomorrow? Can we get a Shams bomb?
Yeah. Pump wants one.
Shams, Ramona Shelburne reports from the players and Wendy reports from the front office. Put it this way. What am I putting?
Wendy reports from the buffet, but I hear you.
Yeah, I was going to say. He reports from the buffet line.
He reports from firmly inside LeBron's asshole.
In between 4 points, in between shoveling food in his mouth. Yeah, Wendy will get things
glazing brawny.
Oh, he would absolutely sit on it. No question about it.
Yep.
We love it. He report right on it.
Would. He has.
Yep. 6.5 inches of LeBron.
Jesus, Tommy. Christ.
Wow, it's 2 for you.
That might be 3.
I'm trying to take a jab because he's 6'8". You know what I mean? I was trying to take a shot there. You know what I mean? I was trying more to take a shot. I wasn't trying to get deep.
A delicious burn to a 6-inch pogo stick. Here we go.
I thought a 6-inch LeBron pogo stick.
Been a hell of a night.
That was what we knew.
Been a hell of a 45 minutes for me. There's a month designated to this. Holy cow. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, so you get in trouble. All right.
Nobody cares about that stuff anymore. So we're good. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah, it's fine.
If they got rid of us tomorrow, it's okay. We'll just, I mean.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
We'll go back.
Why are you making me happy? Why is that making me happy? Oh, because Simmons is back? Yeah, I'll take it.
You think Simmons over Embiid right now?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, we're doing this. Like this would be a great show on a quarantine day. You got a Y game at 2 a.m. We got a Y game at 2 a.m. And what are we going to do before? Let's go do a show. Who would rather have Embiid?
Is it Midnight Madness tonight?
I think so.
Is it?
There is games tomorrow, so yes.
There's games tomorrow, so I think so.
Like early in the morning?
11 a.m.
Didn't it used to be that there would be one that starts like fucking 2 a.m.? Did they stop doing that?
Oh, let me pull it up.
It's really upsetting.
School comes first, but I think 11 a.m. is 11 a.m. But nobody you can bet on. Indiana, IU, Indy, and IU Columbus. I mean, I don't even know if they're wearing spikes. I mean, they're not wearing sneakers. 12 o'clock, you got Oglethorpe. Can't bet that either. So, I mean, the first bettable game probably would be.
Yeah. So there is college basketball tomorrow, though.
Sacred Heart Temple.
Tomorrow's the opener.
St. Louis, Santa Clara.
Yeah, Greg's boys. Liberty Valparaiso at 5. You can bet that game.
Oh, Santa
The
Clara.
Flames are minus 8, 9.5.
That's not because Santa Clara. Santa Clara just get you a little LeBron 6.5 bencher.
St. Louis versus Santa Clara. Santa
Clara
12:30.
Santa Clara.
Oh, no, it's
St.
3
Louis,
o'clock.
Santa
3 o'clock.
Clara.
3 o'clock.
Where's that played at, Greg? St.
It
Louis, gotta be.
is Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Wow, was that 9:30 game?
No, 3
tournament.
o'clock. It's on YouTube. You can watch it on
That's a
YouTube.
good tournament. He said. That's a good tournament.
For what? That's a tournament game.
There was a
Ain't,
South
ain't
Dakota
nobody
one.
going to North. Ain't nobody going to North Dakota
Yeah.
unless they live there. So that's a tournament game.
South Dakota's a fun, good time. They're
That's
both
what I
good
said.
times.
That's what I said.
I'm sure it is.
When you said
I'm
great
sure it's
tournament,
fantastic.
yeah, really telling people to get into that band.
I don't like people, so I mean, I'm sure I'd fit in perfect in South Dakota.
Oh yeah.
Santa Clara.
Anywhere up there is perfect.
Guys want
For
the
being
South.
on your own.
Guys want the South for 40 years. That guy Tom
Off the
Arnold over
grid.
there. You know what I
Grid
mean? Like,
talk.
nobody even knows I'm there. Who's
Who
my
went to
neighbor?
Santa Clara, Tommy?
Who went to Santa Clara?
Yeah, come on, big name.
Like went. A big name went.
2-time MVP.
92, 94, maybe?
White guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stevie Nash.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Steve Nash.
I tried to stump you. Tried to stump the swab right there.
I think Santa Clara might be getting some money from me tomorrow.
It was getting late.
First bet. First bet of college basketball
I
season.
knew it. When you said Santa Clara, this guy
Oh,
was
he
freaking. He
got
got a little
dude.
turbulence. He
Listen,
got a
I
little-
need a little hardwood in my life because I can't bet the NFL. It's killing me.
Well,
I'm a college basketball guy. You know this. I
Oh,
love it.
here we go.
Another hardwood right there. I mean, what a show this has been. We got hardwood. We got all
Oh,
kinds of
Jesus,
shit.
Jesus. Everybody calm down, all right? No Diddy, no Tommy. Calm down.
Yeah, don't start lumping
You know what
me.
he said? That was just an accidental. Hey, I need hardwood in my life.
He knows exactly what he meant.
I need college basketball. Everybody calm down.
I don't need
Everybody
any hardwood in my
everybody
life.
cool the fuck out. I need college basketball.
We know what Wilson wants in the morning.
You guys are out of control.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna make a poster of that. Brian Wilson wants in the morning some hardwood.
There was no in the morning talk.
Well,
You just added
yeah.
that there.
Well, you used to have
Well,
Morning Wood.
Well, no, morning
You used to have the
wood.
show Morning Wood.
True. And the fact that you asked if there was any games on in the morning,
In a minute.
which would be in the morning, and then you said you need some wood. So
I was
a lot was said. Then we can
we
I
combined
just
like 4
marked
minutes of talking together.
yeah, I just marked the taste. You know what I mean? I just marked
That's how the media works these days.
You would have
Just
shoved me in the
Take
locker room.
snippets out of context.
Yep. I would have had that. I would have had that written up real well after the game. You would have been looking for me.
Guess what?
Morning Wood. The Wikipedia.
Guess what, Marcus Hayes? I'm not just going to push you, all right?
That Wikipedia
you
on Morning Woods wasn't very long. Poor show didn't have a chance. Poor show didn't have a chance. The
You guys love this.
Wikipedia page.
I was looking up the other teams in that South Dakota tournament. It's
Oh,
the
here we go.
Sanford Pentagon Field of 68 opening day showcase. An event featuring matchups between 6 of the best programs in college basketball. College of Charleston versus Southern Illinois. St. Louis versus Santa Clara.
Love that.
McNeese State versus San Diego State.
McNeese State's
They're
good.
not top programs. Sorry.
All those teams are pretty good, actually.
They're not bad, but they're not 6 of the best programs in college basketball.
They're top 50.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe they are.
No.
I'm going to have to disagree with you here, Greg.
No.
McNeese
6 of
college
the best.
I'm
That's
fit-
like calling
no
Kike
way.
That's like calling Kike Hernandez one of the best postseason hitters
I'm
of
not
all
saying
time.
that.
Ryan,
I'm
you're
not saying that
better
they're-
than that.
That
Wait,
might
wait,
be
I'm
true.
not saying they're always top 50.
might be
Right
true,
now,
not
this
Kiki.
year,
It's
those
not
are top
true.
50 teams.
No
Kiki.
way.
Kiki
Yeah,
swings in the
McNeese
first
State's
season.
very good. College Charleston, very good. Santa Clara and St. Louis might not be. But a bunch of other teams are supposed to be top 50 teams this year.
We'll see.
I'm just saying. College Charleston, McNeese State.
That's a program stuffer right there.
McNeese State has a famous coach. Who is it? Somebody.
They can't be in the top
They were
50.
good.
Though. Come on.
They were good. Yeah, they
I
were
don't
good last
care about
year.
what they do in the tournament. I don't care how good they are. They're not in the top 50.
It does say South Dakota State will be looking to make its 3rd NCAA tournament this season.
South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits.
It doesn't say straight, just says third. By kicking off the season against potential top 25 McNeese State.
What are we arguing about?
McNeese State, potential top 25.
Oh my God! What are we
Okay, so that's the best team.
God, the kid knows college basketball.
That's the best team.
Oh my God! Here we go.
This is when I win my money, Tommy.
Potentially, they're not ranked.
In the NFL.
Yeah, they're not ranked. It says potential.
This
they're
is
good though.
I didn't say they were bad. I mean, we're talking about top 50. I mean, that guy. Listen, they hired a tremendous marketing guy for this tournament, right? This guy
I agree with
this
that.
guy ran out a tremendous program. He just went like this. I mean, he wrote it up and he put it out there. That's it.
$30 seats. $10 to get in. There are $30 seats.
Wasn't that Sioux Falls?
A $10 hot dog meal voucher. Let's go.
Greg's flying.
I'm in.
Greg's flying
Let's
out.
go to South Dakota for some hot dogs.
He won't even go to the game. We'll just fly in.
He's been known to take a plane ride.
I've been known to take unnecessary random trips.
Tag himself at the airport in South Dakota like he was there. You know
He's been known to touch down and then leave. Touchdown and leave.
Hold on. He'll be like I had to get rerouted through Dallas.
Just want to put my feet on the ground and I'm back out of here. I'm good.
Yeah. See a game, get a hot dog, and turn around. Let's go.
What'd you do, Greg? Flew to Sioux Falls, got 2 hot dogs. Flew to Dallas, connecting flight to Georgia, then back home.
Don, what's up, buddy?
Got a lot of points.
KZ, I hear you, buddy. You're right about that. We've had enough. There it is. There it is. Martin, I told you, buddy.
Martin. College basketball talk. Everybody cool out.
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt.
Tommy's been talking about sexual chest and stuff, and I get him knocked with a hardwood. It's unreal.
Well, let's be real. These are different. They're different things. I said I got my this with a shirt. You said hardwood. I mean,
from your mouth to Diddy's hand.
I mean, you went right in for the full thing. You didn't talk about turbulence.
That's it. That's listen, this is a sports.
You were deep.
This is a sports podcast. I can't even say it. I
Never
can't
stopped
keep
it before. You can't keep it straight, because it's never stopped.
This is a sports podcast, and that's a goddamn basketball term. Everybody, cool out.
Cool your
butt cheeks wide open. I mean,
my God.
Cool out.
He's got his phone open right now to fucking gigantic Hooters. All right, enough of this talking.
Don, he ain't watching.
Oh.
Who ain't watching? What did I miss?
Tell you after.
We don't know, KZ. We're still trying to figure it out.
I've been asking ourselves the same thing for a decade, KZ.
We got to get our own doctors. We got to get our own team of doctors, KZ. Maybe we'll have some leverage. Maybe we'll have some fucking leverage. I don't know.
We need more than 50 likes on the show. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. People helping people. We got 1,134 people watching.
A lot of thumbs are broke. A lot of thumbs are broke. I don't
over a grand.
Feels so good when she helps.
Over 1,000. I mean, we're live over 1,000 viewers right now, like live watching us.
People help people.
I mean, so it is what it is. It is what it is. We just need some hardwood, as Wilson would say in his life, and we'll be good.
Basketball.
It's hardish.
Listen.
Oh shit.
I was gonna stop myself.
Softwood doesn't help anybody. After about 8 Miller Lights and 6 fireballs, like shooting pull rope over here. I need a little help here.
Good, there's a little bit here.
Oh, the Nick Sirianni reference. I need you to water these flowers. Full circle. You're just joining us. You're just joining us. This was Nick Sirianni's worst coaching game of the season.
Yes.
Agree or disagree? I agreed because, I mean
he's got a lot.
It's a bunch.
He's got a hell of a resume to choose from. But
in fucking 6 games or 8 games, sorry. There's probably 5.
Yeah.
There's probably 5 of them. So circling back to it. He's been that.
I was late. I would disagree. I would have to say the Falcons because they actually lost.
Yeah, that's what I said. Unfortunately, I said if they had lost this one, this would be worse, and he probably should be fired.
I would say today. I said today just because it was in my brain the most. That's
it was terrible.
But when you have a laundry list, of shit, like I said, pick your week. They're all bad. They're all equal. Will he hold us back is the question. That becomes more of the poll, like we were talking about before, Greg. Like, is he going to be the thing that holds us back? Is more of the question on what his worst coaching game is because he's at a boatload. So you go right into the meat and potatoes of it. Is he going to hold us back? I don't know. Sometimes talent prevails, right?
We went from last week where we didn't even mention him. We were like, oh, it was a good game. We didn't have to talk about the coaching. He was like, oh, I'll make sure they know about me this week.
But I said the one game that tells you something, though, if you want to try to look for a silver lining in Nick, right? Because at this point you're stuck with him, with it for the rest of the year. So you want to try to find some positivity in it. In the game after the Cleveland game, where he was taking the heat, rightfully so, right? His players hear it, right? They showed up and played their best game Sunday. Giants. Regardless of the Giants or not, it's in New York. It's not home. And they showed up. That was their cleanest game of football all around, all year. Regardless of who you're playing, you're still going to go blow somebody the hell out, right? Still going to go do it. And that's maybe says something. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. But they've continued to win for him, despite him.
Obviously, that could have been their turning of the corner. Because Vegas didn't believe it. I mean, the Eagles were -3 against a horrible team, a horrible Giants team.
You're right.
That was the easiest bet of the year.
And then
maybe they turned the corner that day. Maybe they did.
Hopefully, because they have a lot of.
We are a good team.
Well, I think Vic has his fingerprints on this defense now, and you can see it by the way they're playing. Start to learn your personnel, learn what guys do well. That takes a minute, right? We know that with new coordinators. And I think both guys have been A+ dudes doing it, right? I think both guys. I think, like I said, Kellen Moore turned this offense into what Jalen does well. Go back, watch film on 2022, find out things they do well. Oh, you have Saquon Barkley too? So not only were you a top team in rushing then, you can be that on steroids now. And this is where they're at. I mean, they're that elite running the football. So it's fun. It's fun. Crumb of the week, though. Unless anybody's got anything else to add to that. I mean, go ahead.
No, just a little poetic. A little gamesmanship. I mean, Barkley's been awesome all year, but on the day that they retired, or on the day that they brought in Shady for his to honor Shady, and Barkley does that. Like, hang on, Shady. I know he's only been here a hot second, but
that's better than Shady. That's better than cut on dimes 25s I've ever seen him do.
Yikes!
And he was special.
Although that snow game was pretty special.
Well, Shady's special.
Yeah.
He's the best running back in Eagles history. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, Brian Westbrook was the best Swiss Army knife. He wasn't the best running back.
Yeah.
The best Swiss Army knife. Like, LeSean McCoy was awesome.
He was awesome.
He was awesome. And they forget how good he was out of the backfield, too. I know B. West, that was his thing, too, right? He was great out of the backfield. I'm not taking anything away from Brian Westbrook. But Shady McCoy was like a true number one running back. Not that Westbrook wasn't, but it was different, right? Is that fair to say? Like, I don't know. I don't know why.
Sorry, Donnie. I brought the snow game. No, you're spot on, Tommy. You're spot on.
But to Sweep's point,
Westbrook was all, he was a good player, but Shady was a game changer. When he was in his heyday.
In his time for us, he was a game changer.
A game changer.
You don't create Twitter profiles like cut on dimes 25 if you ain't cutting on dimes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At the NFL.
Just like always open 1K, right?
Yeah, like there's reason. Now, big play Slay should have never been created, right? There's always the one guy. There's always, you know what I mean? There's always
there's always one guy that ruins it for the other egomaniac. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly what it is. It's ego city out there on Twitter. I mean, everybody's got a fucking everybody's the best at this. But But no, I mean, listen, I just like being 6-2, right? So take it for what it is. I said the same thing at 10-1 last year, didn't age well, but this looks to be a different football team because honestly, the defense looks a lot different, and our offense looks a lot different than it did last year, right? It looks more like it's been in rhythm, right? Like last year, it looked like we had a fight for everything, right?
There's not as much bust in our offense right now, right? There's just as much boom, but there's not as much bust.
No.
Right? We couldn't do, especially like we said, running the football. We couldn't do this to this level last year, or we just didn't do it, right? Whether we could or not is different, whatever. We just didn't do it last year. This year we're doing it. And that keeps your floor from dropping so low.
Yeah, and you see a difference. I mean, like DeAndre Swift a lot, but there's obviously a big time difference from
100%.
DeAndre Swift and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And again, life's and DeAndre had the same luxury of all the talent around him too. But life's a lot easier for an elite guy like he is to really showcase his talents with playing with an offense like this.
Yeah.
This is where you would see the best possible version of Saquon Barkley. And we're absolutely seeing it in front of our eyes. And now it's hold on, we're coming in for a landing. Can he continue? And can we keep finding ways to win games? Because again, next Sunday, big one. But let's get to our crumbs. Cowboys week
big one.
officially started.
Cowboys week. I'll go first.
No, 40 boy, everybody wants to punch Nick in the face. You're not crazy. Go ahead, Will.
I mean, we kind of already talked about this already, but I'll reiterate. Joel, it's Joel. It has to be Joel. I mean, Pump gave me even something else with the whole him holding himself out. Now I don't know how true that is, but that is. If that's true, it's even worse than I expected, than I suspected. But and by the way, I will say, I know Tom already said it, but like the Marcus Hayes thing, I have no issue with him. I would have been fine with him punching Marcus Hayes, honestly. I have no issue with that. You want to talk about family, you might get punched in the face. I think that I'm cool with that. I think everyone should be cool with that. My main issue is that he's not on the court. He seems healthy. Apparently, according to everything that Pump was saying, he is healthy. And then he comes out last week with the whole, I've done so much for this city. I can't effing believe this. Can't you? Why would you do me like this? Dude, what have you done for the city? Seriously. You haven't done a whole lot for the city. Put your head down. You're a basketball player. Play basketball. Get on the court. I've had enough. You're whining. I've had enough. You never being on the court. Shut up and get on the court. I'm done. Shut up and get on the court. He's Crumb until he's on the court. He's Crumb.
Could be Crumb until he gets past the second round since he's done all this for us.
That might be the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's fair, right? That he's a Crumb for the rest of his life.
Yeah, no, agree with you, brother. So nothing more to add to that. For me, it's probably Matt Eberflus for the Bears. Twofold. First of all, and a lot of coaches do this too, so he's not like he stands out, but I'm not a big fan of the non-backbone coaches. So Tyree Stevenson was the guy from the Hail Mary DeBosco fiasco last week. So the guy that was turning to the crowd and talking crap and was like, oh shit, I got to get involved in the player. And then, we all know what happened. He decides the punishment is to sit out I'm going to bench him for 2 series. Whoa, hell of a statement, Matt. Bang up statement. Why doesn't he sit the whole game? Now you want to make a statement, Matt? You want to be this guy that's, setting a precedent or whatever, and you want your guys to respect you, sit out the whole game, dude. All right. Have a seat. You're suspended 1 game. So to me, the 2 series, or I've seen guys do it. They sit a guy maybe in baseball for like 2 innings, or he misses 1 at bat, and they put him in. I go, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I love guys like that. I've seen that in the high school realm. I've seen that too. So anyway, I don't like the move. I think it's a coward statement. Either in or out. I mean, 2 series is nothing. So you didn't make any point, and the dude didn't learn his lesson. So big deal. All right, and the other point was, he still got Caleb Williams in the game, 29-9, in a blowout. The kid's running for his life the whole game. They've been, and obviously an overmatched offensive line. The kid, he didn't lead them to any scoring touchdowns. They got no chance to win the game. What's he still doing in the game? So I just Matt Eberflus for me.
Let's go on.
Yeah, I mean after how they lost last week in Washington, and then how I look today, I'm sure a lot of Chicago fans would be right with you with that.
Yeah.
The opposite is showing up and playing for your coach.
And today's a winnable game against Arizona, right? Like today's a winnable game for them. Yeah. Arizona's not
and you would think if maybe your defense won't play as great in Arizona. Arizona's been moving the ball, but everyone's been moving the ball against Arizona, and they didn't at all. Arizona's defense shut them down.
Yeah, and kind of same thing. You would think they want to come back and after last week and knock that taste out their mouth with a win against Arizona.
I bet Chicago. I did too. That. I may have done that to them today.
Well,
me and Greg, our powers together. Jesus, like Captain Planet.
Yep.
Our powers combined. You're gonna lose.
Yeah. Tommy.
Thanks. Well, first off, thanks, Rob, for super chat.
Oh, yeah, Rob. Thank you.
At this point, I'm ready that the Phillies batting coach take over for tricky Nick Sirianni. He's about as sharp as a basketball. Go Birds. Go Birds, brother. Appreciate it. No, we need him in place here so we can get Soto. So that's a conversation for another day. Mine's is the Sixers this week.
Yeah.
Right? The whole whole Mickey Mouse organization type fucking shit. Okay? I'm tired of being talk of the NBA for all the wrong goddamn reasons. And it all starts at the top. When you have a guy at the top that people believe in and trust and stuff like that, that resonates throughout organizations. And when you talk about how the Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie always talked about a gold standard, right? Say what you want about him. He's created one. And he's created one with a lot of wins. They might not have equaled the Super Bowls and everything else. We've gone to a good amount, right? For us, right? We won one, but it's been a gold standard of winning, right? So when you have a great owner, you usually are going to get that. You usually, if you got a guy committed to winning and wants to win and isn't doing it for all the wrong reasons, you're usually going to get over that hurdle, right? And he's going to get at some point what he deserves, and the football gods will take care of him like they did in 2017 on a ridiculous run, the way they took care of Jeffrey Lurie, right? The football gods will reward you. When you talk about the Philadelphia 76ers and everything they've done after Sam Hinkie, everything they've done after, not during, because I agree with that process. And if you don't, you haven't watched basketball, right? Unless you're LA and you can get the stars to come, right? It's hard. It's hard. So knowing that, you got to draft. You got to get picks, right? Nobody blamed Oklahoma City for it, right? But either way, right? Either way, it's been a failure. It's been a total failure. It's been a lie. And, I just came into this season with some higher expectations because of the roster. And, this first week and a half, whatever it's been, 2 weeks has been downright awful.
It's unwatchable.
Yeah, and you're looking forward to these three guys playing together, and you go with Caleb Martin, and you bring back Kelly Oubre, and you get Andre Drummond back here as a good backup, right? And you're like, okay, I like it. You get Eric Gordon, okay. Reggie Jackson's guy we like doesn't play, right? Oh, Kyle Lowry still plays. So, I don't, whatever. That doesn't bother me if you have your stars playing. Star-driven league. So, every chance you get a chance to bring me back in, you get me sitting here on a Sunday night looking to start over. So, I don't know where I was going with all this. It's late, but my Crumb's the Sixers this week.
It has to be. From top to bottom, because, like you said, there's enough, and Wilson alluded to it earlier too. Like, we're just not competitive, right? So there's enough talent in that locker room that you could still be 1-4, right? Because you're missing your guy, and you're missing another guy that's, an all-star, whatever he plays, right? So you're missing two guys, but you got enough talent in that room to compete on the defensive end and score enough buckets where, if you're playing good enough defense to maybe steal one of these wins. Steal a win, 2-3. I wouldn't expect. If we were 2-3, I don't think anybody, and we competed in all 5 games, I don't think anybody would be upset. You know what I mean? The whole Joel thing, yeah, absolutely. Right? We don't like what's going on. It smells funny. It smells like a fish. Right? But if this basketball team showed up and gave us a good product in those 5 games, I think we'll be okay with it. Right? We're blue collar. We're lunchbox fan base, and when we don't get that, that's when we get agitated. Right? Of course, we want to win. Everybody wants to win. Right? But if we're 1-4 and we compete and we show up and we're palmsy and we're tough, we'll be okay. We're fine with it. Right? We understand. Hey, let's hold it down until the big fella comes back. All right, but we're not even showing up. We're not even competing in those 5 games. We won 1 game and we tried to give it away.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
We're fouling up too.
Yeah.
Quick Crumb before I get to my main one. Gold Glove winners were announced. MLB's Glazing, Chris Sale, the Milwaukee Brewers, Terang won. South Frelick wasn't even really an everyday guy, won. And Pittsburgh, Jared Triola won the utility award. No Philly won one. Patrick Bailey won the catcher. What does South Frelick do, or Jared Triola? And Bryson Stott had less errors than Bryce Terang. So screw you, MLB, and your awards. But the main one to me is James Franklin. Is James Franklin and Penn State, that whole situation. James Franklin is never going to win a big game. He's 1-10 versus Ohio State, and he's 1-15 against top 5 teams. And we went up yesterday they went up yesterday against a team that also chokes in big games, and Ryan Day. And he was just able to suck less than James Franklin. And just like the comments that you hear about, firing Nick Sirianni, who's going to take over? Who's going to take over? I don't care. There's always somebody else. There's always somebody new. There's always somebody else. There's always another name. It's just all, and he said it too, he's all on James Franklin. You set the precedence last year or this offseason when you fired your offensive coordinator last year because there was no offense against Ohio State and Michigan. And then you came out yesterday, and you didn't score an offensive touchdown. So,
and you had a 10-0 lead at home.
You had 10-0 lead. You had 2 possessions inside the 5-yard line, and you came away with 0 points. I mean, we could dissect the game, right? Ohio State didn't have a penalty called against them the entire game, right? And, I mean, they didn't win to lose the game. But the play, the defense or the unsportsmanlike conduct play did change the game. You made a stop on 3rd down, and that idiot stepped over the head. I know it's a BS call. I know it's stupid, but in college football, they're going to call that every time. And then they went down. You stopped them on 3rd down, and they went down and scored a touchdown after that. I don't care about the fumble. The fumble was close. It was either way. You're not getting that call against Ohio State, so I don't care why you think that call was going to go your way, right? It was close. It could have went either way. I thought it was, when you slowed it down, I thought it was an incomplete pass. Obviously, as a fan, I wanted to fumble. But James Franklin just continues to show up small in big games, and there's no accountability until him, because he set the precedence last year by firing the coordinators after those 2 games. So who's left, James? And it's cool. It's cool to score 56 points against Kent State and set the yards record against Kent State. That's all fine. That's all cool. But where's his creativity yesterday? You ran to win the game. You ran 3 plays, the same damn 3 plays from the 2-yard line, and you couldn't get it in. You get nothing from your wide receivers. Your best player is a tight end, and he didn't touch the ball the entire game. The only time he touched the ball is when he took the snap from quarterback, and they were running plays. I'm just sick of it. I know he's won a lot of games. I know he's got a great recruiter. I know we're still going to be in the playoffs, right? Like, all that is all fine and good, but you had to win 1 game this year. 1 game. This game. That was it. You had to win 1 game.
At home.
And you were at home. Ohio State, I don't think they're very good, but they obviously beat Penn State, but they played a tougher schedule than Penn State has, right? You know what I mean? Like, and they always going to play Michigan, right? Penn State lucked out and didn't have to play Michigan. Their toughest game up until this point was USC, and that was just self-inflicted because Auer threw three picks. You had to win one game, and you couldn't win one game.
Yeah, because
at home.
I agree. And Penn State goes to Oregon, they get mollywopped. They take SJM's word.
Yeah, for sure.
The
I was going to use him too. Sorry, Wells, go ahead, bro. Just regarding even off the football topic, just earlier in the week with him walking away from the podium.
That was the weirdest thing. Last week,
whatever it was.
But you're right.
Walking away from the rape allegations.
So bizarre.
You know what I mean? They're no longer on the team, but like he walked away from the mic, and then some other nerds got to answer it. Like I'm sure there's legal.
Just say there's no comment.
Exactly. Just say something.
Yeah,
like, hey, no longer on the team. That's it. We told you that. That's it.
Yeah.
You just walked away and come
about
back.
Wisconsin. I'll answer it. Other than that, we're not making a comment.
It was just, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even see that, but that's weird.
Well, what I did like. Go ahead.
No, well, all I was going to add was like what makes it worse for Greg is like, Greg wants him fired, but like Greg already said, they're not going to have to play in the Big Ten championship. They're not going to lose another game. They're going to make the playoffs, and he's not going to get fired.
No, he's not. He's got a 10-year extension. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But neither is Penn State.
Nowhere.
No. All right, boys. Great show. 2:20. Look at us.
And the plane came in for 2 hours.
That's what we do.
See you guys next week. We're out of here. Go Birds.
11:30. So
Yep.
much better.